It is Friday. It is Stash Wars Live. Mike the Sig Slayer here. As my phone is blowing up, man. Dude, it's been a crazy March, and we're in April. Dude, we got a lot of stuff to cover. As you guys come on in, hit the like button. Yo, what's up, man? How you guys doing? The Claw, I'm glad you're here, man. We are back, man. We got a lot to cover. Smash the like button as you guys come on in. And then also subscribe if you are new to the Sig Slayer station. We are covering a bunch. We are going to be doing our comprehensive signature price guide from all over, man. We're going to be... Hey, man, it's all creatives, homie. I created all this, man. You're on this, you know. So we're all worldly people, and I produce this channel. So everything you see here is touched by me. So welcome and join the fun, man. Join the fun. So we're about to get things started, and we have a jam-packed Friday, and we're covering so many shows, guys. A comprehensive signature price guide we're going to be going over. But we're going to start. I got to start because there was so much cool stuff that was sent to me. I got to start with the picks of the week. So we're going to start with the picks of the week. But we're covering Megacon, Planet Comic-Con, and a little bit of Wondercon because there was a lot of stuff going on over the past couple of weeks. We had a gang of shows just last week alone. But Megacon 2 weeks ago was probably the biggest one of them all. But I went to Megacon and Planet Comic-Con 2 consecutive weeks. So I got a lot to talk about. And buckle your seatbelts, guys, because it's about to get crazy. I got mad shit to talk about. But we're going to start things off on a positive note and go on with our picks of the week. So definitely, as you guys come in, let me know if you went to Megacon. Did you go to WonderCon? Did you go to C2E2? Did you go to Planet Comic-Con? Let me know in the comments right now. Let me know where you're coming from right now. All right, so as we get into our picks of the week, man, and thank you for all the people that sent me picks on Instagram. You guys can always send me pictures of your Comic-Con loot at Sig Slayers at IG, so you can always follow us there. Sig Slayers on IG. And then here we got my man King of Comics out here out in LA, and Dan Quintana. This is one of those guys that has a long ass line, and it's largely because of his variant covers and, you know, the absolute line he's been doing variants for. And, you know, this was WonderCon last week, and so Dan Quintana was there. Scott Snyder was there. We're going to get into their SIGs, but shout out to King of Comics out in LA. This is wonderful remarks, man. These covers are fantastic. But these remarks, I want you to see you see these signatures. These aren't normal signatures. These are like signature / remarks. I'm gonna really unpack this new phenomenon because now artists, mainly artists, not writers, are giving you a little bit more for your buck when it comes to the signature and the signature pricing. So it kind of, you know, so now they're kind of giving you a little bit of art without giving you art. They're making their name art. And Dan Quintana here is a perfect example of that. But fire ass covers right here. And then boom, as you can see, Absolute Batman is absolute anything. is the hottest thing smoking right now in the comic world. And as you can see, my man King of Comics got Nick Dragata and Scott Snyder on the joint. And yeah, that's fantabulous. And then on the other side, we have another Dan Quintana, but we got Jorge Jimenez too. So we have Jorge Jimenez, Dan Quintana. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna unpack the signature prices. The Dan Quintana, there were remarks. So these were $85. So I just wanted to say that. So I don't know if I would pay that for the Sig, but you know, but it looks nice. It looks nice. It looks great with Jorge Jimenez right there. So this is WonderCon last week. I wasn't there. King of Comics was there. Shout out to him. And then boom, like this dude let Scott Snyder have it. I'm looking at this dude's books. He got Frank Quietly on here on his Batman Deadpool, but also Joshua Williamson was at WonderCon last week along with Scott Snyder. So I see Joshua Williamson on the Batman Deadpool. But then you got the Department of Truth, which also has Scott Snyder, Tynan, Martin Simmons. It looks like it has on there. But this awesome Jim Chung sketch cover commission, colored by our very own David Barron, but signed by Scott Snyder at WonderCon, and that's why King of Comics is showing us this, man. So this is fantastic. So this is WonderCon last week, and I saw Scott Snyder at Megacon 2 weeks ago. So, you know, there'll be some overlap. So I got a chance to see Scott Snyder first, but since this is picks of the week, I wanted to show you guys what my man King of Comics is all about. And then my man, the GOAT Danny, aka the Claw, he was at Megacon, and he showed me some of his loot. So I want to show you guys what he had here. He showed us a lot, and some of these books I got signed as well at the show. Well, actually, yeah, I got the Death of Superman, Superman 75, and then I also got the first appearance of Rogue signed as well. So yeah, so we share that in common, man. But then he got Brian Azzarello on a Superman here. I see he got a Jim Lee. He was in that Jim Lee line on an Infinite Crisis. I'm seeing a Jimmy Palmiotti remark here. Brightest Day. I'm seeing Peter Tomasi on that. He was in the Joe Quesada line with the House of M. I see Amanda Connor and Jock on the Wonder Woman. And then I also see Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti on the JSA Classified. Scott Hanna, Greg Horn. I'm assuming he got Michael Golden on the first appearance of Rogue. Brett Breeding, who I didn't see. I should have saw him. And then I'm seeing here, oh, that's a Jim Lee on the Legion of Superheroes. That's a kind of a rare cover. I've never seen that before. And then this awesome Black Panther. This is a Michael Turner? So I see a Michael Turner Sig, so that must be a Michael Turner cover. And then that's signed by, I want to say, what, Palmiotti maybe? Who signed the Black Panther? Michael Turner. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. I see some more Greg Horn, Brett Breeding. Yeah. And then who's on this Miss Marvel here? Ray. I don't know who that is. So you guys let me know who's in the comments right here. Someone created a Mighty Mary. Yeah. Kind of trying to find out more about that one. Yeah. Yes, Peter Tomasi's one of our favorite creators here. I went crazy at Megacon. Kari Andrews signed my Black Panther. There it is. Kari Andrews. There it is. I couldn't see. It's a little too far away. Kari Andrews. Yeah, man. Shout out to you. And then Paul Miotti signed to Miss Marvel. There it is. Boom. Fantastic. That is great. That is great. And then I ran into cats. Megacon is one of those shows. Megacon is one of those shows where I run into people that I see all over. I mean, that I see on YouTube or on Instagram or on Facebook. But then I see him at Megacon, and Megacon is one of those rare shows where I see people from online in person. So that was really cool. And I finally got a chance. I got a chance to meet the Claw in person. Got a chance to meet him. So this was dope. Meeting people that's from the chat in person. So this was mad dope, mad fun. Megacon was fun like that. Yes, man. It was. Yeah, you finally got a chance to meet Jim Lee. Yeah, Jim Lee. That was a big elusive one. I used to always talk about that. So I got a chance to meet cats from YouTube. I met cats from Whatnot, from the Whatnot stream. So it was crazy, man. This was one of those jam-packed shows. And and we're covering, Planet Comic-Con, Megacon, 2 Comic-Cons in 2 weeks, man. I don't think I would ever do that again. It was freaking fantastic. Got a chance to chill with my main man, Doug Mankey, who's also a member on this channel. And we're going to delve more into the Comic-Con coverage in a second. But the picks of the week, let me know what you guys thought about the picks of the week here as I just check some of the comments. Definitely glad to meet you, the Claw, man. This was so fun. Let me see here. But I was the only one in line with the Jim Lee. With that Legion. You're absolutely right. And it's very impressive that Crisis. I want to go back to that real quick. That Crisis here. Yeah, this Crisis is the one right here on the second row to the left. That's a RRP variant. Not many copies, maybe 1,000 copies. And so to get your hand on one, I have one. I like that you went with the red Sig. Fantastic. Fantastic. Picks of the week, great. As you guys trickle in, make sure you guys smash the like button, please. This is my first live back in a while. Been going on a lot of travels. I got a lot of stuff to report to you guys. You guys do not want to miss this next topic because we're going over Comic-Con recap, Megacon. So if you were at Megacon, let me know in the chat. I'm about to just unleash Megacon, and we're gonna kind of go over Megacon and all of these shows based on the signature price, guys. So that way we can kind of kill two birds with one stone. Got lots to cover, got lots of footage to show you too. So this is going to be a fun show. So let's just dive in because Megacon was a trip. The first thing I want to say, as I always say about Megacon is like a den of thieves. It's like anybody that's selling comics, it's like their Costco mission. It's like that's where they go to re-up, right? That's where everybody goes to re-up. Megacon it's like I feel slimy when I'm there because I'm a part of it all too, right? It's less about the culture. The cool thing about Megacon for me personally is that I run into people that I only see there and I only interact with online. So I got a chance to chill with, have dinner with some cats and stuff like that. So that was cool. But the show, it's like it's all grimy. It's like people are, with wagons and 8 short boxes, trying to, I got 2 books, you got 8 short boxes, and you do not want to even let me get my 2 books in so I can be up out. So I got to sit there and watch you get all your 100, 200, 300, 1,000 copies of one issue signed. So there was a lot of that. There was a lot of people getting, dozens of the same copies of issues signed. I haven't seen so much of that in my life. Even for Megacon, it was a lot of that going on. A lot of retail mercantilism. Why was there any arts that you're interested in? Because I'm interested in what I'm interested in. I'm interested in Batman and stuff like that. That's what I'm into. I do cover and interview a lot of indie artists. Some of my favorite creators, as I have on my hat, Ghost Machine, Rodney Barnes, and a lot of those guys. I interview a lot of those. But everybody, you know, I can't be into everything. But a WonderCon, I mean, Megacon was really, really, really busy, and a lot of money was being made. And it was good in some ways and bad in a lot of ways. And we're going to get to that. And so let's start with the good. And so we're going to start with the good aspect of the signature price guide. And that's why I wanted to, start this off with a nice smile. And me and Doug, I haven't seen him in a couple of years. So this was good. So we're going to do a signature price guide for Megacon, and then the price guide for Planet Comic-Con, because, new rollouts. This is the first quarter of the con season. And so there was a lot of new rollouts on the prices. So we're going to go with tier 1, guys. And so for the people that are new to this channel, tier 1 is free to $10, right? So if you get a couple free, or you get one free, and then after that it's $10, great. Or if you're just free in general, great. That's tier 1. And so people like Chuck Dixon, Jock, Ryan Stegman, people like that, they kind of operate this tier 1 space. But there's way more people that operate the tier 1 space. Oh, I forgot one thing before. You know what? This should be cool, just to show you guys the kind of crazy shit that you see at MegaCon. I thought this was one of the dopest things I saw there. Look at this, dude. Talking about Sig Slayers. Look at that, man. This is like Sig slaying, to the umph degree. And then he flips it on the back. Look at this. Insane. So when we talk about Sig slaying, this is what we're talking about here. When we're talking about Sig slaying, this is what we're talking about. And then on that note, as I come back real quick, I want to explain something real quick, because one thing, like I said about MegaCon, there was a lot of people hustling, right? People, getting mad signatures. There's a difference between getting a lot of signatures and Sig slaying, man. Like, I saw a lot of corny ass antics going on. It's people just getting just volume stuff. It's not cool if you oversaturate it. You know what I mean? So you got to know what to stock up on, what to keep limited. You don't want to have just a bunch of everything, because it's not going to be cool. Scarcity matters, guys. And so everybody loading up on everything, it's not going to be cool. I'm just letting you guys know. People are going to be desensitized to the volume of stuff. So even if you could get, 100 Frank Millers, don't show everybody everything all at once, man, because then people are not going to believe that it's rare. And so, part of this whole collectible game is scarcity. There has to be some kind of scarcity, but it can't be too scarce where people don't know what the hell it is. So you have to play with that balance. You can't overdo it. And what I saw at MegaCon, I saw a bunch of people overdoing shit, including the creators. Okay, but here at tier 1, these guys, you can't knock these guys at tier 1. They're free. They're kind of doing God's work here, So people like Sean Gordon Murphy, this dude, think about this, hooking up remarks and stuff for people. I think he was 5 free or 9 free, and then he was $5. So Sean Gordon Murphy is 5 free and then $5, dude. You can't beat that with a bat. You can't beat it with a bat, dude. Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, exactly. All tier 1, exactly. And here is another one. You have Sean Gordon Murphy. You got Sean Gordon Murphy here hooking up remarks. Tier 1, $5, but he's 5 free before he even starts charging. And here's another one. 2 free. This guy. I'm trying to go to his. There we go. Libra Mayho here. I was wondering what was happening. Libra Mayho. 2 free and then he's $10. Okay, so Libra Mayo is $10. The thing with Libra Mayo is that he doesn't go to a lot of shows, and he lives in Italy, so he's not somebody that you can get a lot. So Libra Mayo, one of the best artists in the game. To me, he could be 15, 20 bucks like some of these other bozos, but he does 2 free, and then he's $10 after that. So Libra Mayo, I'm not mad at you, dog. I'm not mad at Libra Mayo, dude. He's one of the best in the game. Best cover artist, best interior artist, one of the best in the game. You can't beat it. We're talking about tier 1 here, guys. We're talking about tier 1. So these are all people that are free to $10. Okay? Libra Mayo is 2 free. Chuck Dixon, the creator of Bane, he was completely free. The bad part is that was his last show he's ever doing. But he was free. Libra Mayo was free. Now we're getting into tier 1 proper. And here you go. Peter Tomasi here was $10. So now you're in the thick of tier 1, which is free to $10. Free to $10. And for me, somebody mentioned indie books. Here you go, Rockefellers. I got indie Rockefellers, and then I got stuff. I'm from LA, so I got indie stuff from my homies that make comics. Shout out to Ray Anthony Height. They just came out with something called Sincere. But yeah, I don't really, all because it's indie, it doesn't mean it's good. I like good stuff. So that's what I kind of go for. But yeah, man, shout out to my man Ray Anthony Height, Studio Sky Tiger. They're doing their thing out in LA. Those are my homies. But this here is Peter Tomasi, and I have to get the Rockefellers because I'm supporting Ghost Machine. I'm Team Ghost Machine because those are all my homies. Those are all my homies. They support Sig Slayer Station, and I support Ghost Machine. And yeah, man, they've been hooking it up. And he hooked it up here, man. Shout out to Peter Tomasi. He is $10. Yeah, meet Libra Mayo, man. What up, Tino? Yeah, man. Yeah, Libra Mayo is one of the good guys, man. Tier 1, and that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about tier 1 at Megacon. So this is the new rollout of the con season. Tier 1, free to $10. And there's more people like Jeremy Adams here. That's the homie. Shout out to Jeremy Adams. Dude, this is funny, man. Talking about sexy Aquaman covers right here. I'm gonna talk about that artist in a second. Jeremy Adams, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys are big Nightfall fans, the Batman story that Bane breaks his back. They're coming out with a 3-part rated R animated movie on Nightfall. And Jeremy Adams here wrote it. And he said he saw it, and he said it's good. And he would not bullshit me. He said it's good. He would say if it didn't fit like what he was writing, or if the studio would make him do some weird shit to make it suck, he would tell me. He would tell me. That's how cool me and Jeremy are. And so he's saying that this Nightfall is rated R, animated, and it's badass. Just letting you know. So Batman Nightfall coming out this year. 3 parts, written by Jeremy Adams, and he's also tier 1. So he was $10. And so that's a new rollout because he used to be $5. So now he's $10 now, which is still tier 1. Still tier 1. Another one that's a popular line, that's tier 1, guys. And that's what we're talking about here. $5, a free to $10. This line was long. I was in front of a dude that had a literal wagon. The flatbed wagons from Home Depot. He had like one of those with like 6 short boxes on them. And he was in front of me, the Ryan Stegman line. Ryan Stegman is tier 1. He is $10 a signature. Okay. Now, all the Venom fans and what was that? Noel or whatever that's called. Noel or whatever the hell his name is. $10. All that stuff's $10. Once again, like I said, this dude had 6 short boxes, and he counted. He had like 60 books for Ryan to sign, and I had like maybe like 6 or 7. And I was like, "Yo, dude, can I just like bait these out and bounce?" He's like, "Nah, man, I gotta grow." I'm like, "Man, oh my god, yeah." But that's just the rudeness of Megacon. There's no kumbaya. There's no kumbaya in Megacon. I want you guys to see me on this. There's no real kumbaya in Megacon. It's if you know somebody or you don't. If you know somebody, cool. If not, fuck you. Like, that's how it is. Like, okay, I got 1 book, 2 books, 3 books. This dude got 100 books. You know what? Fuck you. I gotta get my shit done. Yeah, I want you to sit here and look at me. You know what I mean? Get every book signed. I want you to see every flipping duplicate that I have. I got 20 of the same fucking book. I want you to see it all. Like, guys like that it's so many people like that at Megacon. Matter of fact, Megacon is the capital of bad comic book juju, man. I swear to goodness, man. Like, so many people that could do the right thing, but opt to do the greedy dick move all the time. All the time. And I'm talking about, I've been to Megacon 3 straight years, and it has not failed me. Okay. Now, it's great. One thing about Megacon is great. Shit ton of names. You got so many creators. It's crazy, so many creators. But you got to deal with the jerks. You got to deal with all the hoopla. You know, yeah. Do I like Megacon? Yeah, I do. But there's pros and cons. You got to deal with the dickheads, and there are a lot of them. I'm being honest. And so if you're somebody that's used to the smaller shows, that just used to, like, getting your comic book stuff or getting your little sketch and stuff like that, and you like it and chill, do not come to Megacon. Megacon will piss you off. Megacon will make you not like going to cons. Megacon is one of those cons you gotta love going to cons. You gotta know the games. You gotta know how to maneuver shit. So if you know how to do, if you got that Ocean's 11 mentality, then shit, Megacon ain't phasing you. Megacon don't phase me, but I gotta keep it real. There are a lot of jerks. There's a lot of assholes. There's a lot of greedy people. It's, you see it. You see America right there, But, hey, there's a lot of opportunity. If you are a Sig Slayer like me, shit, Megacon, you eating. You finding a way to eat. You're finding a way to get the things that you need to get done. But you're still creating value, meaning you're not being a dickhead with everybody else. I gave somebody a Snyder ticket. You know what I mean? I let people get in front of me when I had a stack. You do the good things. You still got to do the good things, guys, because you never know when you need the hookup, and you don't want somebody to close the door on your ass when you need an opportunity. So you pay it forward, guys. So that's my positive. I got some negative shit to say in a minute, but that's my positive. Let's add to the mix. But Megacon is one of those places where there's a lot of just vulture, grimy people. Brett Breeden was charging $5 for signatures, but he would charge more if you had duplicates. There we go. I was getting my book signed by Belen Ortega, and some random guy just starts talking to her before I could even get it. Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. Yeah, I had a guy do that to me a couple Megacons ago. I'm literally at the artist. I'm at right there, and then this dude like boxed me out, like as I'm getting my book out, and I'm like, yo, like, yeah. So I see the worst, but if you know what you're doing, if you know how to navigate shows, you're not phased by none of this stuff. I'm talking to the people that that look at these shows online and say, "Ooh, I want to go. Ooh, I want to check it out." Like, yeah, if you just want to go and casually do some stuff, Megacon might not be that show for you, because there's a lot of it's just a lot. Even if you're trying to get celebrities, the people in the line getting the celebrities, those motherfuckers are selling shit. You know what I mean? They're all merchants. You see what I'm saying? So you got to deal with that element. And to me, and I've been to a lot of shows across the country. Megacon's the only show like that. New York is not like that. Baltimore is not like that. San Diego is definitely not like that. C2E2 is not like that. Yeah, there's people that selling and stuff and doing it, but not like Megacon. Got a different energy, man. It's like it has big FU vibes. You know what I mean? Like Megacon is somebody. It's definitely the rudest con to me. It should be called Rude Con. Space Case Collectibles. Oh, speaking of which, I'm gonna do this now. Do this now. Hashtag Stash Wars Live, guys. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. And let me show you guys what I'm giving away tonight and how you win. I need you guys to hit me up on Sig Slayers and to redeem your prize on IG, Sig Slayers IG. And then that way I want you guys, because I've still got prizes to give away because people haven't redeemed it on Sig Slayers, and that's part of the rules. Okay. This right here, rest in peace. And so many people fucking die. Sam Keith. I'm thinking of Ed Piscor. I'm thinking of freaking Power from Wu-Tang Clan. So many people died recently. Sam Keith died recently, the creator of the Max. And our artist, Jake Bostein, was really impacted by the death of Sam Keith, that he wanted to draw dedication sketches for Sam Keith. So we have a vertical one of the Max, and then we have this awesome horizontal one of the Max. And you see it says tribute to Sam Keith there. These are fire. Let us know what you think about these, man. I think Jake did a great job on the Max here, but this is really about Sam Keith and paying tribute to him. And so so we're going to be giving out 2 prizes tonight. Sam Keith tribute by our very own Jake Bostein out in Memphis. Yeah, man. So we're going to be giving these out. So hashtag Stash Wars Live. Hashtag Stash Wars Live, so we can give away some prizes. Okay. So hashtag Stash Wars Live. All right. So back to Megacon, guys. So off my soapbox, let's get back to business here on the prize guide. So still tier 1, Jeremy Adams, Ryan Stegman. Now this one was interesting, guys. Chris Condon and Alessandro Capuzio. This is creative team of Ultimate Wolverine. I don't know if anybody saw them there, but this is something that I want you guys to know, and this is something that is also what I like to let you guys in on when we're talking about SIGs and scarcity and opportunity and stuff like that. Well, Alessandro Capuzio is from Italy, and when I spoke to him, he was not happy about his travel to the States, to the point where he said he's not coming back. So if anybody that got the double SIGs on the Ultimate Wolverine, like keep a couple, because like I don't think you're gonna get a bunch of double SIGs unless Chris Condon, which is could very much go to the go overseas and do a signing with Capuzio, especially considering they're Scott's Collectibles and they have a lot of overseas talent. So it definitely could happen. So if you're going to Lake Como or something like that, you can get the double SIG. But I'm saying here in the States, the double SIG on the Ultimate Wolverine creative team of Chris Condon and Alessandro Capuzio. I think this was your only shot. And so holler at the Sig Slayers if you're looking for someone or whatnot. But yeah, he told me that, and his wife was like shocked. I saw you last year at New York Comic Con from afar, and I was at the Golden Line, and your son was there. Oh yeah, I was with my son, man. He was with me. He was with me at Planet Comic Con, and you know, shout out to Mike, my son. He's from the Sig Slayer crew. He does all the graphics. So all the graphics you see here tonight, this is all my son. All of the stuff here, all the thumbnails, everything, all the graphics. You know, I do the videos, and then he does the graphics. So he's definitely a part of the team, and he's going to be going with me to Heroes. So shout out to anybody that's going to Heroes this summer. It'll be my first time, and please, if you see me in motion, I don't care how sweating I am or how crazy I look, stop me. Y'all are more important than what I'm doing. And I just know that by stopping in that moment will ensure wherever I'm doing, I will get it. So anybody that's been in the chat over the years, whether it be on IG, whether it be on YouTube, I want to meet you guys in person. So, you know, I'm old school like that. So no matter how determined I am, I got to be determined, but I'm also determined to meet you guys as well. So let me know if you guys see me in the wind, you know, because I want to say what up, like the Claw did, and a couple other heads did while I was out at Megacon. Going back to Chris Condon, we're still in tier 1. Chris Condon and Alexandro Capuzio. I'm telling you, man, this double six, people might not care now because it's out right now and people don't really care about the new comic. But, you know, a year from now, and, you know, when this is in the trade or whatever, people are looking for their signed Ultimate Wolverines and stuff, and they're looking for Capuzio. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. You know, it's just going to be Chris Condon. And then first time I ever met Inyuk Lee. Inyuk Lee, I looked at the con schedule for the rest of the year. I didn't see his name. This could be his only time you see him in the States. Now, mind you, New York is another big draw. So I look at it like this. Megacon is the international draw at the beginning of the year, and then New York is the international draw at the end of the year. And I'm trying to figure what the fuck is going on with San Diego, because that was the middle of the year international draw, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm curious to see what San Diego does this year with their talent. But as far as right now, Megacon, they're bringing in the big guns from overseas, and Inyuk Lee is one of them. I don't know if you guys were in the Inyuk Lee line, but people like Inyuk Lee, he gets a lot of work, man. He gets a lot of work. And I'm curious to see who's buying these covers, who's buying Inyuk Lee. You know, I'm familiar with him. I have a few covers, but this show, I wanted to get some Inyuk Lee Sigs and just to, you know, be in the line and then have that experience. I covered so many lines this show. I think I got close to 500 signatures. No, not 500 signatures. Close to 500 signatures. 500 books. I got more than 500 signatures because I got doubles and triples on many books. So, but Inyuk Lee, he's tier 1. He's $10. So all the people that you've seen so far, from Sean Gordon Murphy, he's 5 free, then $5. Libra Mail's 2 free, then $10. Peter Tomasi is $10. Jeremy Adams is $10. Ryan Stegman, $10. Chris Condon, Alexandro Capuzio, both were $10. Inyuk Lee, $10. And then here's one I was happy to get his line. This dude, Javier Fernandez line was long as fuck. Golly. Javi Fernandez, $10. I did not know he did the first full appearance of Punchline. That right there that he's signing. I didn't know that. And so I had to get that signed. And then the Joker War Part 1. Yeah, Javi's line was nuts, man. The DCKO, that's a big hit. But yeah, this fool's line was freaking nuts. I had to, I think this was like the last thing I did on Saturday at Mega. But yeah, Javi's line. Let me know if you guys were in Javier Fernandez's line. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. And then I think my favorite moment at Megacon was John Tyler Christopher, the world's smallest signature. Look at this guy's signature, guys. Look at this signature. Look at this signature. Look how small that shit is. Look at it. The smallest signature. Look at that shit. His wife told me in Korea, they call his signature the sperm. Think about that. It looks like a sperm, and it's almost as small as an individual sperm cell. This is the world's smallest signature here. And then this what had me thinking. Everybody has a little gimmick. I'm noticing that not every, but a lot of artists have a little thing, a little marketing thing that they do that make you remember them, their little shtick. You know what I mean? And John Tyler Christopher's is the sperm cell, the sperm sig. This is insane. That's $10, by the way. I told him that he's saving so much money on ink. It's insane. He don't need to buy. He can use one marker for a year. That small thing right there, $10. Crispy 10 bones. Now, I'm saying all this. I got 3 of them. I got 3 SIGs there. That's what's funny about this. Yeah, this signature is crazy, dude. I mean, his wife told me that in Korea, they call it the sperm. They call his signature the sperm. It's so small, and it's white and squiggly. Insane. John Tyler Christopher, still tier 1 here, though, guys. So we're still here, tier 1. John Tyler Christopher here with the world's smallest signature. And then still, Dan Mora. You guys voted in 2025, Stash Fam. Dan Mora was our #1 artist for 2025. And Dan Mora is still tier 1. And you see Dan Mora's hooking up a sick-ass remark right there. Sick-ass remark. You know, Dan Mora, $10, tier 1. Top artist in the game, and he's tier 1. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about here. Right now, like I said, I'm in my kumbaya zone because this is tier 1. I haven't gotten to the critical part yet. And have you noticed that the majority of these people at these shows, they're tier 1. Dan Mora, tier 1. Greg Capullo, believe it or not, is still $10. No conditions. And I'm going to talk about conditions in a minute. Because this is the year of the conditions. The conditional SIG. We have entered the conditional SIG era, ladies and gentlemen. But my man, Greg Capullo here, he's still tier 1, $10, and I'm happy because I got, some cool things signed by him. So Greg Capullo still $10. Buy with confidence. Jock, aka Absolute Batman 15, first appearance of Absolute Joker. Jock, That's what he's known. Not even Tech 880, even though that he's Tech 880. But now in 2026, Absolute Batman world, Absolute Universe world, he is the artist formerly known as Jock. Now he's known as Absolute Batman 15. Okay. Now Jock is $10. He's $10 a Sig. But wait, there's more. I'm going to get there. But he's $10 on Sig on 99% of the books that he's made. Only 2 books. That's more than $10 a Sig. And we're going to get there in a minute. Here's one. Oh, hold on. We're tier 1, right? So we're tier 1. We're going over the signature price guide for Megacon here. We're at tier 1. And now we're about to get into tier 2. So now we're tier 2. So tier 2 is 15 to 20 bucks. Okay. Now I call this the yellow zone. This is like, yeah, I want to get the Sig, but fuck, man, 20 bucks, even 15. Joe Kelly was 15 bucks. See, I missed that. See, tier 2, 15 to 20 bucks. Okay. But Sarah Pacelli. I never met her before. Definitely big artist as it pertains to Spider-Man and Miles Morales and all of that stuff. Had to get Sarah. I didn't know that she was going to be $15. I thought that she was going to be tier 1. I didn't know she was about to kick off tier 2. But she's one of those rare, hard to find talents from Italy. Doesn't come to the West Coast. Doesn't come to the Midwest. Goes to New York from occasionally. And this is probably her first mega. But $15. And Scott Snyder, this is the big rollout of the year, guys. Pay attention. Yeah. It's not a good one. It's not a good one. You're right about that. Pay attention, guys. Scott Snyder is $20. There was a lot of myths about Scott Snyder, him being 50 bucks. And yes, we're going to get to that. But most of his stuff, 99% of the books, all but about 3 books, okay, are 20 bucks. So that's the most important part. Not the $50 books. The fact that he went from tier 1 to tier 2 from 2025 to 2026. That's the difference. Scott Snyder's 20 bucks, y'all. That's a game changer. That, I need y'all to see my face on this. That is going to change shit, man. Not just with the Absolute. Because the thing about the Absolute that people forget is that it's a finite story. The whole universe is based off dark side energy. They're going to go against dark side. This shit is going to end. And then what is the question? Now, if they do something cool after it, great. And the gravy train keeps rolling, great. But as far as the Absolute, it's finite. It's going to end. So raising the prices, to me, I know Snyder's been in the game, but then when I compare Snyder to someone like Chris Claremont, and Snyder cost more than Chris Claremont, and Chris Claremont got way more keys than Snyder. Meaning, Chris Claremont got way more books that are expensive in the secondary market. So if you have to pick them up and buy them one by one, it gets really expensive really quickly. Whereas Scott Snyder books are still cheap. You can buy Metals and New 52 Batmans and, you know, only those certain books. Now, Absolute Batman, yes. Absolute Batman, you know, those books are $10, $15 and up, and, you know, but not like Chris Claremont. Chris Claremont got mad books. And he's only $15. So Chris Claremont, and I'm going to talk about that later, but we're talking about Snyder right now. And Snyder was at Megacon. So when I look at who has the better career, who's been in the game the longest, whose career is going to have the longest lasting impact, it's going to be Chris Claremont. But he found the right price point. And that's my point right there. I think $20 when you got a lot of books, you have a prolific career. I think $20 a little bit on the expensive side, because then people, now you're price gouging everybody, right? So the little person always loses on that. They always lose, because the only people that can take advantage of those moments are the people that got money, and then they kind of control the price point after that. So so $20 to me is too expensive when you got a resume. $20 is too expensive when you got volumes and volumes and volumes of books to get signed. There'll be, you know what I mean? It's just and then no one cares either. So on some of those filler issues, like, no, you're not going to be able to flip that book with the signature price on top. You know, you're not going to be able to flip it. You know, no one cares. So it to me, it raising the price to $20, to me, that's when you got to be like 4-star general. I don't think he's 4-star general yet. Almost. And then like 5-star. Now you're talking about Frank Miller, people like that. You know what I mean? I can't put Snyder on that level. He's not on that level. A lot of these guys that are at the tier 2 price point here are not at that level. They're not. They don't got keys like that. They got variant covers, man. It definitely depends on the creator. Now let's talk about that. Because this new guy here that I just met in Megacon, Kyung Yeom out of Korea, right? This dude is like the hottest thing smoking right now. He's $20 a signature. But guess what? I don't mind it, because this dude, he does these little remarks. He does these little remarks, like he's putting a little booty tat on Cammy here. I thought this was hilarious. So like you're getting a little, and every sig is different. The placement is different. You're getting like QT. You're getting quality time. Like you know, with your book and stuff. It's this to me is like he's giving you your money's worth. Like it's art. Cool. You know, he's putting it, you know, he's making it funny, he's making it comical, and some of them are full-on remarks. So if you're getting multiple books, he'll actually put a headshot remark on there. And so $20 for his SIGs is not that bad. I think Michael Gordon was $20 and 50 exactly, right? He has a nice SIG. You see what I'm saying? It's nice, you know. Did I miss anybody? I did Capullo. Oh, we talked about Snyder. We talked about Pacelli. Talked about Pacelli's signature. Yeah, you know, it's not the prettiest. You're right, Tino. It's not the prettiest signature. But hey, man, it looks pretty on the Ultimate Fallout 4, though. I'll take it, you know. But yeah, so I'm just kind of catching up. So yeah, so Sarah Pacelli is tier 2. So she's $15, you know, in that tier 2 range right here. That's where I have her. You know, Sarah Bocelli's tier 2. Michael Golden, you're absolutely right. The Claw is tier 2 besides the Rogue here. And he's talking about that here. Michael Golden is $20, except for the first appearance of Rogue. And it's the first cover appearance of Rogue too, and he's explaining that right there in that clip. But this is tier 2, so we're talking $15 to $20 here. All right, $15 to $20. Sarah Bocelli's 15, so she's the cheapest of the tier 2 that I encountered at Mega. And then Michael Golden, you know, he's been 20 for quite some time. I think Scott Hanna maybe $20. Let me know, Chad. Is Scott Hanna still 20? Yeah, right on the face. Yep. Signs right there. Let me know if Scott Hanna is $20. I didn't see him at the show, but I think somebody like Scott Hanna's $20. Yeah, Scott Hanna's $20. Michael Golden's $20. Yep, signed your Spider-Man book. Yep. Then Scott Snyder, he's $20 now. So that's the big rollout. Scott Snyder is $20 on most of his stuff. Everything besides Detective Comics 880, Absolute Batman #1, and Absolute Batman 15. But he's $20, and that's new. In 2025, Scott Snyder was $10. So in 2026, that's why I was so curious about what was going to happen with Scott Snyder during Megacon. There was a lot of rumors flying around, but Scott Snyder is $20 typically, and I'm gonna get to those conditions in a second. Hugh Young Yeom, he's $20, but you get art, you get booty cheek tats like that. I mean, he puts them on males, females, like, you know, it's funny. Like, he put a tattoo on Lobo's arm, you know, like he gives you well, you know, your money's worth. So I think Hugh Young is, you know, I think his $20 Sig is worth it, even though I don't think his career justifies it yet. So let that be known. He is definitely a new jack. He's not somebody that's been in the game forever, but because he give you that extra little, you know, QT on your book, okay, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, and it looks cool. It looks cool on your book, and he doesn't come around a lot. But I can see, you know, after this year, you know, a lot of the vultures are going to sink their teeth into him, and he's going to be coming here a lot. And so the early Q Young shit is going to be the hot stuff. I can see him cutting corners in short order because, you know, yeah, the booty tat Sigs, man. He's the, yep. Coming to the Sig menu, the booty tat. You're absolutely right. Booty tat Sigs. Okay, so now we're about to start getting hold on. Now we're about to start getting into some other stuff here, guys. Clayton Crane. Clayton Crane is $20 here. And I'm gonna spend some time here for a second. Clayton Crane's line was bananas. Did anybody get any Sigs from Clayton Crane? Let me know in the chat. Did anyone get, I'm talking about the regular way, not, you know, I know somebody that knows somebody that I didn't have to wait in line. No, you waited in line and you got a Clayton Crane Sig. Let me know in the chat. Did anyone get a Clayton Crane Sig? His line was perpetually cut off. And I was there. I saw a line start and I saw it end before the signing even started. These people here that ran this booth, I thought represents exactly what I mean about Megacon. This was the most money grubbinest line I've ever been into in my flipping life. Yeah, I know you got a couple saves. You didn't get it the normal way. You didn't get it in manual mode. I know you get your Sigs manual mode. Not no Clayton Crane. It was impossible. Like I said, I was literally right near at the booth. I saw the line start. There was like 8 people in line. I got in at like the 10th person, and that 10th person told me that the line was capped. So they capped the line at 10 people. Okay? So around 10 people that would cap the line, and most of the line was vendors. So these lines were people getting hundreds of books signed at a time. Okay. Regular common mortals, by the time they thought about Clayton Crane, the line was capped. I saw people crash out over the fact that when they got there, it was their second, third attempt, and it was capped. And they would crash the fuck out. And so I was at this line. I was waiting on a Keon Yong Yom line, right? I was on a different mission. And so I was like, okay, I got an hour to kill. I'm going to get in this Clayton Crane line. And like I said, 10th person it capped. I knew someone in the line, and so he hooked me up, and I gave him my Ultimate Fallout 4 that you see getting signed right now. So that's the Ultimate Fallout 4, right? But there was some bullshit that happened, right? So these people that were in line, so at this point, they were in line for about 2 hours by the time Clayton Crane shows up. So they've been waiting in line for 2 hours. It was capped at 10 people. He shows up at 4:21. Now that's important. 4:21, the line starts. He signs the first 2 people, and then the people at the table goes, I'm sorry, guys. Clayton has a private signing at 4:30. So my man couldn't even do 10 minutes worth of signing for 10 people before they said, you know what? We're going to cut you guys off, and we're going to take your books, and we'll give your books back to you on Sunday. So these dudes couldn't even do 10 books. I mean, 10 people's worth of books, right? After these people waited for 2 hours, right? So everybody gets mad. You know, it's like, yo, dude, you can sign our books, right? Private signing. And by the way, you know where this private signing was at? Right there where he's sitting, right there on Whatnot. So he was going to ditch the people that were in front of him for Whatnot. That was the worst shit ever. So after a bunch of belly aching, what they decided was they'll alternate. You know, he'll sign one, and then he'll do a Whatnot, and then he'll sign it. So he was making more money on Whatnot at that booth than he would even allow people to even try in person. I thought that was the worst experience. And then they were all, yes, that this line was crazy. It was crazy. They capped the line at 10 people, and then they were doing Whatnots the whole time. So like they didn't really need to even be at Megacon. They could have just did Whatnot anywhere. And so it was a big slap in the face that they were willing to take people's books that were there and say, come back on Sunday, even if you're not even a person that's going to be there on Sunday. Oh, but I'm about to sign a bunch of books for people that are not even there. Like, that shit was whack. So after the belly aching, everything got signed, you know. So that's what ended up happening. And, you know, but to me, the reason why I bring this up is that's kind of the nature of Megacon. It's like everybody's just trying to just make their buck, and that's it. And I even overheard him say that, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, make as much money as I can. And it's like, dude, come on, man. Like, why don't you respect the customers that are in front of you? Like, it's only 10 people. Like, hey, it's your prerogative. You cap the line at 10 people. But after you cap the line, hey, knock those people out. Don't send them home or send them away and take their books. You know, like I just thought that was That was crappy. But anyway, so you get capped off at 10 people for a $20 signature, right? And that's just one of the signatures. So everybody knows. No, Jim Lee line is not bad. It's the Clayton Crane line. It's the worst booth ever. I do not recommend going to Clayton Crane line, especially if he's not even going to prioritize you being there. He's going to prioritize the people on whatnot. Like, yeah, like I would not go to his booth. Matter of fact, I'm telling you, don't go to his booth. It's the worst booth. I saw with my own eyes. I saw with my own eyes. Do not go to Clayton Crane's booth. The worst booth ever. Worst booth. If you're not going to prioritize the people that are there and you're going to do a bunch of whatnots in front of people that are trying to get your SIG and they're sitting there like, you know, window, looking through the window and they're right there, but you're doing whatnots. That's trash, man. That's trash. So, and I don't care if it wasn't his booth and it was, you know, somebody else's booth and maybe it was a whatnot stream or whatever. It's like, don't do a Comic-Con then. Do a private signing and have and do the whatnots in a private place. Don't set up a 2-story booth at Megacon where people are gonna want to get, you know, SIG from Clayton Crane. Don't do that. It's like it's Megacon, dude. It's not some warehouse, you know. So I just felt that was just like if you're doing whatnot in front of people and you're prioritizing whatnot in front of people and you're not, you know, at least banging out the people that are there. And then doing the whatnots at a convention, it's like, dude, what are we paying to go to the convention for then? And what if somebody paid money to see Clayton Crane and then could not get a single book signed because they were cutting the line off at 10 people? You know, not everybody's a Sig Slayer, okay? Not everybody knows the tricks of the trade. You can just be a fan and, oh, you know what, this could be my first Megacon. And then I want to see Clayton Crane. Oh, but, you know, I went all 4 days and I struck out 4 days in a row, you know, because the line keeps cutting off. And, you know, because I'm a rookie, I don't know the game. So, yeah, man, this is tier 2. Clayton Crane is tier 2, $20. Scott Snyder's $20. Sarah Pacelli is $15. Kyo Guillaume, this new hot booty tattoo variant cover artist here, he's $20, but he gives you a very specialized SIG. I really think Kyo Young here is watch out. If you got some stuff from him, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. The Kyo Young guy, yeah, you know, I'm just saying it's a tough one, man. That line, and that wasn't the first time, you know, I've experienced that, you know, but I had the Ultimate Fallout 4, so I was like, dude, I'm getting this shit signed. Okay, I forgot. Oh my God. Now, okay, so I went on Clayton Crane. I'm about to get on Ryan Otley, man. Oh my God, Ryan Otley. I even have him at the bottom here. Ryan Otley, guys. Ryan Otley is $20, right? He's $20 a SIG, right? Somebody let me know why Ryan Otley is $20 a SIG. Take Invincible away. Take Invincible away. Tell me what Ryan Otley did that's $20. Like, take Invincible away, you know, for a second. Because we're talking about careers here, man. You know, we interview so many people, man, in this comic game, and there's people that put in mad years, mad dues. And so, you know, not everything is equal, you know. And to me, what I love Invincible. Don't get me wrong. And I was excited to meet Ryan Otley. And then when I found out he was $20 a SIG, and then he was $50 on everything else that's Invincible, $50 on anything Invincible. Okay. Like all of his Invincible, like the first printings of the Invincible, no matter what issue it is, was $50 a SIG. $50 a SIG? $50. And that's where we're going next. because that's what I can't believe. Oh no, I'm skipping. Let me go back here real quick. Ryan, I got on Ryan Otley. I mean, I got on Clayton Crane. I wanted to get on Ryan Otley, but let me pump my brakes. Okay, Joe Quesada was the only cat I saw at Megacon that was tier 3. He was $30. So Joe Quesada, and he's been at this price point for a while. So Joe Quesada, yeah, that's not news here. Okay, now here we go. Here it is, $50 and the year of the conditional SIG here. Okay, yeah, $50 for any invincible book. Yes, I did not stutter. Any invincible book. All right. So now I'm showing you guys tier 4 here because this is the year of the conditional SIG, guys. What they're doing now is they have a price point for their normal books, and then their keys, they have a whole other price point. And so it's a complete mathematic nightmare when you're at the line and you're trying to get your pay for your shit, and then you have to do all this arithmetic. Oh, I got this book, that book, and that's this price point, and it's all it's a pain in the ass. Okay, and then the jump in pricing is crazy. So to go from 20 to 50, or for 10 to 50 is crazy. So your normal price point, like Jock, for example, Jock is $10 a SIG, right? But on Absolute 15, he's $50. Or Detective Comics 880, he's $50. Everything else 10, right? Scott Snyder, he's $20. Except for Detective 880, he's 50. Except for Absolute 1 or Absolute 15, he's 50. Ryan Otley is $20, tier 2, but then freaking all the Invincible run is $50 a SIG. The entire Invincible run that he has done, right? And that includes the Battle Beast and shit, the new shit too, the Battle Beast, all of that stuff. $50 a SIG. For what? What are you going to do with that? It just kills the game. $50 a SIG? What are you going to do with that? What, you going to put it in a slab? Look at it, marvel at it. Oh, I got a Ryan Otley SIG. I'm cool. I got a freaking brand new Battle Beast from last week. It's worth $3, but I guess it's worth $53 now because I got a Ryan Otley SIG on it. No one cares. That's the thing about this, man. Yeah, slab it up. I got something you can slab. So figure out, so I need somebody, anybody that work at CGC or anything like that, to figure out how you can slab these nuts. Let me know. Let me know how what kind of capsule, or do they put it in a Ziploc bag with a rating on it? How do you grade these nuts? Because that should be the next ticket item. So Ryan Otley, man, $50 for all those Invincibles. Even Scott Snyder don't got the freaking audacity to do that. I mean, he could technically rape everybody's wallet by saying, you know what, every Absolute is going to be $50. And guess what? That was the rumor. The rumor was Snyder was charging $50 for all of the Absolutes. And then we hear that Ryan Otley was doing it for all of the Invincibles. And I'm like, dude, these people lost their damn mind. We get to Megacon, and then we find this out. And I'm just going to show you. Go to Megacon. I mean, we had to literally do research and shit. People texting me stuff. I'm texting people, hey, yo, is Snyder really $50 for all the Absolutes? We had to verify this stuff. This stuff had to be verified. So we're, it's like Ocean's 11, guy. Like I said, we're, texting each other back and forth, trying to figure out, is this shit worth our time? Do we even bring these shits to the floor? I mean, Jock. I mean, looking at Jock here, right? $10, right? Except Absolute first Sig is $50, and each additional Sig after that is $80 a signature. Fuck. Detective 880, $50 the first Sig, each duplicate, $80. But then I'm looking at Scott Snyder's over here, right? He's just 20 out of the rip. He's 20 for everything. So I'm wrong. Scott Snyder's 20 for everything, but then if you get duplicates, then he's 50. I'm not mad at that. So let's go back to this real quick. So he's $50. His condition is duplicates. So the only reason why Scott Snyder is on this tier 4 list is for duplicates. Jock is the one that has the conditions, as you guys see here. So each additional one is 80 bones, but $50 for Absolute 15 and $50 for Detective Comics 880. Now this is important, guys, when you're getting ready to do these shows, knowing all these different tier levels, right? Now, like $30, that's a weird kind of tween number. That's somebody that's not trying to gouge you, but knows their worth. So Joe Quesada here, you know, he's trying to do that, you know, stay at that price point. But here, Ryan Otley, I don't get it. Okay. Now I'm not done with Ryan Otley. Okay. Never met him. I was excited to meet him. Now I don't want to meet him. Because I'm like, what did you do? What did you do? Okay, Invincible is great, man. To be like I've been saying it for years. Amazon is winning the superhero screen battles. Okay, they've been silently winning it for a while now. The Boys is awesome. Invincible is dope. You know, so I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I was a fan of Ryan Otley until I saw these damn prices. Because then that lets me know, that gives me a snapshot. Oh, you think you big. You think you big. Oh, okay. You're going to price gouge everybody? Now, I'll take him off the hook if he if he just raised his price for Megacon, because no, Megacon is a bunch of wolves. Okay, cool. You want to upcharge the Megacon wolf? Great. Everywhere else, you're back to normal price? Okay. But I know that's not the case. So Ryan Otley, man, kick rocks, man. All those Invincible, you know how many issues those are? $50 for each one? Okay, am I overreacting? Am I overreacting, guys? On the Ryan Otley Invincible $50 for all of them. You guys don't think that's insane? I think that's crazy as shit. Like, dude, you know how many new fans that you know how much money he's losing? Because new fans are going to just want, like, you know what I mean? You're $50 for all your Invincibles, including the Battle Beast and all that. The new stuff that just came out. $50. And that so I was bitching about that the first night. And then one of my friends, a good friend, shout out to my boy Sean, he sent me this. And then I crashed out, guys. I crashed out. This dude has the nerve to sell a sketch cover sketch for $12,000. Look at this, guys. So give me the excuse, guys. Give me the excuse. No, I'm better off. I'm better off selling Ryan Otley to kick rocks to claw. Fuck the omnibus. I'm not spending $75 or $100 on the book. You know, fuck that, man. That's how much you care about us. You're gonna charge us $50 out the gate? But no, somebody explain this $12,000 here though for a blank sketch. Tell me. I'm waiting. I need this. I need this like a third leg. This was 4 for 90, but dude, this is 12 grand to claw. $12,000 for something that should cost what, 400, 500? Somebody, $12,000, guys. Who is going to buy this? You can't buy this and be like, oh man, I got this Invincible by Ryan on. You can't parade this around like it's the Stanley Cup. If whoever buys this, everybody's side talking shit about you behind your back. Yeah, this motherfucker, he bought a fucking $12,000 sketch cover. What? Get out of here. A sketch cover, a blank sketch cover with background, $12K. $12,000, guys. Am I overreacting? You guys tell me in the chat. Tell me, Mike, you're overreacting. Is Ryan Otley, this dude's the second coming of Jack Kirby? Like this motherfucker, anything he crisscrosses, it should be automatic $1,000 just to put ink on the paper. Tell me I'm overreacting with this. You guys are not insulted? There it is. I was waiting on it. Somebody trying to let this guy off the hook. So there it is, right? Here it is. It's a published variant cover, guys. So this is a published cover. So what you see here is an actual real cover, a variant cover that's going to be in the stands or maybe even, retailer, right? So this is a published cover that he's selling for $12,000. Here's why this shit sucks. It's another gimmick. It's a gimmick like dare I say, where is it at here? Where is it at? It's a gimmick like the sperm sig here. It's a gimmick like that, right? Somebody just doing something. It's a gimmick. So what's going to happen is some other artist is going to come up with the idea, oh, I'm going to make my sketch cover. I'm going to make me a blank and make that blank a real variant cover. And I'm going to charge an absorbent amount of money for this sketch cover. Make the fuck out of here. Man, it's the worst idea ever. Worst idea ever, Ryan Ali. $12,000. Why not make it cheaper than that so somebody can at least feel proud that they have it? K Green Bear, I need you to go on stats on Sig Slayers right now on IG. Go on Sig Slayers right now on IG and redeem your prize. Give me your address and all that stuff because I need it. I've been telling every K Green Bear, go on there right now so I can send you your prize. Oh, thank you, man. I've been waiting. Like this shit right here, guys, got me pissed off. Ryan Otley charging $12,000 for a blank. Lieber Mayho is blowing this shit out of the water for $600. Lieber Mayho. Lieber Mayho was blowing this out of the water. Okay? Blowing this out of the water, dude. For $600. And this is, dude, this is $12K, man. Dude, anybody that buys this, like they just got, they wiping their ass with $100, dog. You buying this, you wiping your ass with 50s or something, dude. You know what I mean? Like, this is just crazy. So Ryan Otley, I wanted to meet you, but you being $50 for all your Invincibles, that's trash. On top of being $20 for everything else. Okay, so tell me, guys. No one told me, what did Ryan Otley did that's noteworthy besides Invincible? Oh, y'all gonna say what, Spider-Man? How long is Spider-Man? How long he's been in the game for? You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, I just resent it. I resent it. $20 than $50. So nah, man. And so what? So he did like a did Ryan Otley do a seminal Spider-Man run? Did he do a legendary Spider-Man run? Is he like on Bagley's level? Is he on JR's level? Is he on Todd Knox level on Spider-Man? Exactly, man. Oh, David Finch is $15, by the way. Y'all just haven't seen him. He was at I think Emerald City, but I saw him in Orlando on OAX. So David Finch is officially tier 2. He's $15, but he's not a part of this episode. So but since it was brought up, I wanted to bring that to y'all attention. Okay. So I beat up on Ryan Otley enough. Like I really hate the fact that there's all these conditions. I'm not too mad at Jock because he's $10 for everything else. I'm not mad at Snyder because he's $20. I think his career does warrant $20, but I think his $20 is really a deterrent because his lines are insane. So I think his $20 price point and the fact you got to get a ticket and all this other stuff to get even in his line, I think it's mostly a deterrent these days. And if you've seen Scott Snyder recently, that dude just looks tired. He just looks tired. He just looks. Matter of fact, that show with Scott Snyder. Let me see here. I think I got a Scott Snyder. He looks tired here. Look, Scott Snyder right here. There we go. Just look old and tired. Look at him, man. Getting old right in front of our eyes. But yeah, this dude, making a heap of money, but $20 a Sig, and people are not batting an eye at this. Except the OGs. The Sig Slayers, they're batting an eye. They're like, yeah, dude. Come on, man. Like, fucking, $20. Jesus, right? And this absolute Batman is just breaking the game, so he can pretty much charge whatever he wants. But he's still not as bad as Ryan Otley, though. So Ryan Otley is the super villain of Stash Wars. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. This is what we do here, man. We do signature prices, man. And I'm saying right now, Ryan Otley is the villain of the game right now because no one really can get honestly in on any Invincibles, like no real person, no honest person would, dude, no way I would pay for my first Sig ever for someone $50, dude. My first Sig. Okay, I'm not saying you're meeting Jim Lee for the first time, bro, or you're meeting Frank Miller for the first time, or you're meeting, rest in peace Frank, rest in peace Stan Lee or Neil Adams. Okay, those people, yeah, dude, you meet them for the first time. They've been making, comics before you was even thought of. Your mom and dad was probably a little kid. Okay, those people, all right. Your first Sig, you got to break out $50. All right, but Ryan Otley, was he making comics in the 90s? I doubt it. And I like, to me, the variant cover game has skewed the relevancy of these creators. At the end of the day, we're still reading pages, and most people, if you read comics, we respect the people that create the book more than the cover. We get way more props. Even to this day, as much variance as we all buy, we give way more props to that variant cover artist if that variant cover artist does interiors. So I know for a fact Ron Ollie don't got pages on pages on pages and volumes and volumes and volumes of stuff. He has a great run. And Robert Kirkman, that's another guy that's great. Robert Kirkman's great. So boom, you were lucky enough to collaborate with one of the geniuses of modern comics. And I'm not taking away from Ryan Ollie's, greatness. He's a great talent. I just think that it's scummy to charge $50, dude, on some new shit. It just came out. I'm talking about Battle Beast and all that. Battle Beast just came out, bro. That should not be $50 worth of nothing, man. I'll wipe my ass with a Battle Beast right now, dude, if it wouldn't get blurry. Dude, a Battle Beast? I'll take a Battle Beast right now, dude. Like, for real. Like, okay, but care about a Battle Beast? You mean to tell me how much Battle Beast costs? What, $10? You gonna charge $50 for that shit? Or Invincible, whatever. Blind pick a number on Invincible. How much is that shit worth? So $50? So you mean to tell me adding your Sig on that is going to increase the value of that book that fucking much? No way. You're talking to a Sig Slayer here. So I know more about Sigs than he do. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy to me. Like, I went to Megacon and I'm seeing all these gimmicks and shit. Motherfuckers got menus on signatures and colors and shit just to take your money. Motherfucker, how about this? How about you pay attention to signing the book in front of you? How about you test your fucking marker? How about you stick to the basics? How about you not fuck up my book for $20? But you know what these guys do? They want to do all this stuff and rush through the line. You know how many bastards I done seen? Smudge signatures and stuff I done seen. Not me, thankfully, but I've seen a lot at Megacon this year. To over $20 Sigs. And what are you getting these $20 Sigs on? Hopefully not some bullshit. So if you're spending $20 to get a book signed, it better not be some bullshit, y'all. Dude, I will clown that shit. If you send me some shit and you spent $20 on a signature and it's a fucking, it's a regular ass, random ass, $5 ass book, dude, I'm saying something. And it ain't gonna be nice. Don't waste your money on some bull. They charge you. It's crazy, man. They charge you, and then they're trying to give you all these gimmicks. They give you menus. Like, dude, how about you sign your fucking name, champ? How about that? Why are you giving us all these choices? Did we ask for these choices? Tell me in the chat. Did you tell Clayton Crane, hey, yo, you know what? Yo, it would be real dope if you charged me another $10 and you gave me some tricolor Sig, bro. I want that shit, man. Yeah, for extra $10, yeah, dude. What fan gave Clayton Crane that idea? Nobody. You know what? That would be real good. Like, Phil, give me that splatter thing that you do. No, for another $40. How about, you know what? Your name is Rob Liefeld. You're a legend, dog. Just fucking sign your name and charge that. If you're going to do some extra shit, do some extra shit because you want to do it. Don't fucking charge your name. To me, that shit is lame. You're an artist. So you would rather, instead of drawing something cool, you would rather fucking noodle your fucking name? It's stupid. Sign that shit and keep it pushing. It doesn't look cool. You know what I look like? You know what I see? I see you overpaid for somebody's name. That's what I see. I don't think it's cool. I say, oh, man, this motherfucker paid, what, $50 for a fucking ketchup stain? What are we talking about here, dude? I don't get it, okay? So Megacon kind of gave me this epiphany that everybody's fucking trying to come up with some kind of marketing scheme to leverage their name so their name could be memorable, right? Hey, shit. I met John Tyler Christopher in Memphis last year, and I was calling him John Christopher Tyler on camera. I was fucking up this dude's name, right? But you know how I remember his name now? I remember his name now because in Korea they call it the sperm. So, oh, John Tyler Christopher, the sperm. Now I remember your name. So you do little gimmicks like that. So next con, I'm gonna pull up the John's line and see what variant he has, and I'm gonna get that little sperm specimen on my foil, right? And that's what it's all about. So I'm seeing all of this stuff real time, and I'm like, I don't know if I like it, I think the John stuff is cool because it's only $10. Now, if you charge any more than $10 for that shit, he better come. He needs something, add some more beef, some more girth to that Sig. Then, I want some more ink. Damn it! Don't give me He can't go to tier 2 with that sperm. Okay? Can we all make a silent pack and be like, hey, John, if you move up $5, mother 25 cents more, you got to give us a bigger Sig. You can't give us this little speck. Okay? It's so, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. We're paying. So if we're paying, I know you're the artist, but we are paying too. So we have a right to say some shit. So if they're charging $20, start getting bossy. That's what I'm saying. Hey, man. Hey, boss their ass back down to a lower price point. You know what I mean? If you start bossing their ass around, they be like, you know what? I don't want these motherfuckers telling me all this stuff. I'm going to knock it down 15. You know what I mean? And so I can have a little bit more control. The more money you pay, the more you should be bossing their ass around. Okay? You should be doing everything but fucking holding their hand and fucking, hand over hand signing that shit. You know what I mean? That's what it should be. Because it's crazy. I mean, Ryan Otley, who is this guy? What did he do? Did he do Batman? Did he do Batman yet? If you ain't did Batman yet, I don't know. I'm going to have issues charging $50 for anything. Hey, Jock did Batman. Scott Snyder did Batman. Hello. Ryan Otley, And then when you think about Mr. Walking Dead himself, Robert Kirkman, he don't charge that shit. He's mostly free. So that's what I mean. When you got somebody that's doing it right, then you got somebody doing it wrong, I hate it. So that I said enough. I have no footage of Ryan Otley. You know why? Because I didn't want to even go in his line. I left all those books back here at the lab. They didn't even fly with me, man. I was so flipping pissed. And all of those rumors were true. All of those rumors were true. And then the only thing that gave him any iota of, saving him was the fact that they said that this thing here, I'm trying to find it. Where is it at? Where'd it go? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Here it is. This thing here, they said it's a original art. It's an actual published cover. Bullshit, man. If I want, man, give me some on 11 by 17 if I'm gonna pay 12K. I don't want my shit on no blank, bruh. For 12K, you insulted me, dude. For $600, Liber Mayo is blowing this shit out the water. Do you understand that? Liber Mayo is shitting on you, Ryan Otley. Okay, so what Liber Mayo, he can say, you know what? I'm gonna turn this, I'm gonna do my next Spider-Man commission at Megacon. I'm gonna turn that shit into a cover. And I'm gonna say that shit is, I'm gonna say it's gonna be, 15K. I'm a three up Ryan Otley. And the only reason why Ryan Otley could do this, by the way, is because this is creator owned. This is Invincible. This is on Image. So he could do this. And that's what makes it more crummy. You're gonna do this shit on your creator owned bullshit. Come on, man. 12K, that's a lot of money, dog. 12K for a blank. And then the thing is, you influencing people, dude. You on top of the food chain with this Invincible. So somebody that's on the come up is gonna, you know what? Ryan Otley, he made 12K off some bullshit ass, bland ass, basic ass sketch cover. I'm not impressed by this, by the way. 12K, I'm not impressed. 12K, this shit better be a fucking hologram. You know what I mean? It got to be a hologram, bro, coming out this motherfucking emboss. I got to feel it a little bit. For 12K, this is bullshit, man. 12K, this is trash. I don't care if it's original art. Matter of fact, the fact that this is OA, I hate it more. The fact that you're dude, this is trash. Anybody that buy this, dude, they're buying it for what? Oh, you're not just a Ryan Otley fan because you can have him do this. Well, so that's the other thing too. Hold on, man. And I'm almost done. I'm almost done with this. But I told y'all I was going to talk about this. So anybody that know me, I told y'all I was going to talk about this. And I'm sorry, but not sorry. But then it begs the question: how much is he really charging for a blank now? Right. So if you go higher than Giraffe Coochie on a OA blank, how much is a real blank? Or now you're not doing no more commissions. Now you are cooler than Bishop Magic Don Juan now. You know what I mean? You don't do no commission now. Now you on a whole other level now. I'm trying to figure out where is he? That's the point. There's people that are putting themselves in an echelon that don't deserve it. And to me, Ryan Otley, I don't care about Invincible. We're talking about comics. No one knows who Ryan Otley is. He can go to the 99-cent store right now, buy a bunch of Nutter Butters, a pack of toilet paper, a bottle of peroxide, and nobody's going to know who the hell he is and not give a shit. But guess what? He had Megacon charging our asses $50 for an Invincible comic. That's wild. And I'm going to end that segment on that because that was Megacon. Megacon, I loved it. I had a great time seeing the homies. It was I got, like I said, almost 500 books signed, so nothing stopped me. The only thing that kind of annoyed me was little gimmicks that I saw. Some signature rollout prices I didn't like, but people like Chuck Dixon, free, Jock, $10, and I don't mind Jock getting the 880 and the absolute 15. He doesn't do a lot of stuff, so those two books, great. Ryan Stegman got that long Venom run, $10, love it. Sarah Pacelli, been in the game for a minute, don't come to the States a lot. Got that Ultimate Fallout 4, okay, $15, tier 2, can't really bitch about it. Scott Snyder, $20, can't really bitch about it. He has a lot of stuff. Now, this guy, Yom, you guys might not know who he is, but he's the new guy. I'm not going to say he's like, I'm not going to disrespect Art Germ or anything like that, but, they're trying to put him up there like he's going to be like an Art Germ type of guy or Inyuk Lee type of guy. But what I like about him is he's $20, but he gives you, $20 worth of work. He's giving you the booty tattoos, right? On the cami, and he giving you arm tats and stuff. So, I'm kind of conflicted. I like what he does, but I don't like the fact that he charges $20. But hey, whatever, right? Joe Quesada, $30. Wasn't really anybody in the $30, $40 range at Megacon besides Joe Quesada. And then you had a bunch of conditional shit like Ryan Otley with the $50 Invincible. You had Jock with the $50 880s and the absolute 15s. And then with Snyder, it was just with the duplicates. It was $50 on the absolute duplicates, first print. So that wasn't too bad, right? And then you got the big dogs here, Jim Lee and Frank Miller, who was $80 and $100. Okay. Let me know if you was in the Jim Lee Jimmy Palmiotti, boom. Jim Lee, I had a couple Jim Lees. I'll show you. Jim Lee's one of those people where his name sells, and so he cashes in on it. But he doesn't have any real keys. Jim Lee has a bunch of variant covers that people like, but as far as comics and stuff, he don't have, a first print of something that's worth more than $200 besides the Gambit, and he didn't do the Gambit, right? So I don't really, X-Men 1, that's not really, it's historic, but it's not expensive or anything like that. So Jim Lee, you're paying for ratio variance and his name and his cachet. He's $80. That's the new rollout of the year. Last year it was $60. Now, if you do his package or whatever, then it's about $60 a sig, but you end up still paying $200. So Jim Lee is 80. Frank Miller is $100 flat now. And then you gotta like get tickets for their stuff. Let me know if you guys were in any one of these guys' line. Exactly, man. Ryan Otley, J. Scott Campbell. Exactly. I don't know either. And it's funny you mentioned J. Scott Campbell. And and at the end of the day, this is not disrespect, man. These guys are making cheddar. They don't care about what I'm saying. But as somebody that's a Sig Slayer that goes to these shows like everybody else, it's like I'm speaking what everybody is saying. Who are you? Why are you charging $20? We're the ones buying the comics every Wednesday, so we're qualified to say like who's deserving of our money. You know what I mean? Especially if you're already buying your books anyway. So if I already bought, a Ryan Otley book, like I already supported you, so it's like, hey man, so I should have the right to say whatever I want, especially if you're charging way too much money. Now, Jim Lee, he's the publisher and president of DC, and Image founder. I guess. Okay, let me know. Is Jim Lee worth $80? Is Jim Lee worth $80? Is Jim Lee worth $80? So I paid it. But I'm curious about you guys. He's really one of the few people that I say his name, like his name is the biggest thing. I can't say anything else. I was in the Jim Lee line and I only waited 40 minutes. Yeah, the Jim Lee line is one of the best lines actually, because it's smooth and everybody there, they're professionals, But Frank Miller, $100, but Frank Miller has a catalog, he has keys in so many different directions. So I'm not mad at Frank Miller, Jim Lee. I think Jim Lee should be $50. I think Jim Lee $80. I think Jim Lee should never be more than $50, because it's like, dude, none of his comics are worth $50. I'm talking about not variants. I'm talking about cover A's. He doesn't have one cover A first print worth more than $50. He doesn't. Tell me what cover A that Jim Lee has done that's not a variant, that's just a regular cover A, that costs more than $50. There's not one. There's not one. I can't think of one. Can y'all think of one? Tell me. There's some Jim Lee guru somewhere in here. I wasn't a fan. I wouldn't be here in line waiting for. Exactly. It's like, and so like that's what I mean. Like, we're already fans already. There needs to be that level of appreciation to a degree. We're buying your books too. Like, I know you're the guru. Okay, so My Body, My Story. Is there a Jim Lee cover A book from the States that costs more than $50, like in the secondary market? A back issue. Does he have a back issue that's not a variant that costs more than $50? I don't think. The Tiger Woods trading card, what's that? That's a trading card. I'm talking about a comic. Okay, so Jim Lee's 80 and Frank Miller is 100. Now, I ironically got SIGs from both of them at this show. I sell on Whatnot, twice a week. And Jim Lee, all those Jim Lees beside one are already gone. So that just lets you know that Jim Lee knows his value, because even the books that I had signed from Megacon, they're already gone. I don't even have them anymore. You know, the Frank Miller ones, that's a long story. So I'm still waiting to get my Frank Millers back, but I'll be getting them back soon. But I got some banging Frank Miller books that I wanted to show you guys tonight, but I have to wait and show you guys that on another time. So that's Megacon, guys. Where are we at here? That's Megacon, and then now we're gonna go to Planet Comic Con, and I'm gonna show you. Oh, just real quick, duh. And then I'm gonna show you guys. I want you guys to tell me which was the better show out of Megacon and Planet Comic Con, but based on what I show you. So here's some things from Planet Comic Con. I mean, from Megacon. I'm sorry. So this is the first appearance of Bane, Vengeance of Bane, first print, signed by Chuck Dixon here. And so this is free. So I have to show you guys that. And I already had Glenn Fabry on it. This is a banger. Liber Mayo here. I think I probably got more Liber Mayo SIGs than anybody that I saw at this show, because I'm a big Liber Mayo fan and I love this cover. So I just wanted to show you guys something. But tier 1, I wanted to show you guys tier 1 representative. And then here you go, is another tier 1. And like I said, this is the Wolverine fans here. Double signed Capuzzo and Chris Condon. You're not going to find them, many of them, because he said he's not coming back to the States. So I'm keeping an eye out and seeing where Capuzzo is. If he's going to be in New York, if he has a change of heart. But like I said, there's not many of these around. And then now we're in the tier 2 range here. Kari Andrews, though. I got the Kari Andrews SIG at Mega. But big Miles Morales. So I got my Marvel on this trip. Got some the first ongoing of Miles, and this is Sarah Pacelli and Kari Andrews. And then now we're getting still in tier 2. Now with the big dogs here, got the Absolute Batman Ashcan. I already had Jagata in New York, and then I just needed Snyder, so I got Snyder on the Absolute Ashcan here. You guys already know what time it is on that. And then, bunch of multi-sigs, man. I'm really happy how this turned out. I got Capullo on this, but this is the Steve McNiven variant of Deadpool Batman. I had McNiven on it in New York and Alex Sinclair. And then at OAX, I had Adam Kubert. And then in Mega, I had Greg Capullo and Ryan Stegman. So this one's turning out real well. 5 SIGs on it. And I just got this one burning up right here. So that was dope. And then Javi Fernandez signed this here. I already had Steve Epting on it and Tynan the fourth. This is a Hell Arisen 3, the first full appearance of Punchline. And then this is dope. Dan Mora. Check this out. Dan Mora remark. Got a remark for Dan Mora, dude. Lucky me. You got Dan Mora. That dude's line was crazy, dude. And this is that wraparound. This is Batman Deadpool. Let me know what y'all thinking so far. This is dope. I wanted to get a Deadpool on this. I thought this was cool. Got Dan Mora. Then got this. I did not get Jock on this one because I didn't want to pay the $50. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Snyder, he was no duplicates, so I just got the regular $20, and I was like, okay, I'll get Dragata on it, and then after Dragata, then I'll get Jock. But I was like, you know what, I'm cool with just Snyder on this. I didn't want to pay the $50. You see what I'm saying? That shit's a deterrent. But then on this one, though, this is another issue of 15, right? This is a Gabriel Delato cover. I got Jock on this one, though. This has got Snyder, Jock, and Gabriel Delato on this one. So this one here, this one looks dope right here. Not too many people have this, by the way. So yeah, this one's dope. So I had Jock on this one because you know you got Gabriel Delato on it, so had to. Snyder no duplicates. Yeah, like it's yeah, it was $50 on the duplicates. Yeah, but with Jock, it was $50 no matter what on the absolute 15th. And then here's my absolute Batman #1 first print Jim Lee cover. And this is done. This is baked. They got Jim Lee on it there. Got Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Scott Snyder, Nick Dragata, and the Gradient General, Alex Sinclair. Yep. This one here is this one's fire. So yeah, so this is all, and like I said, this is, you know, going back to the tiers, right? Going back to the tiers. There we go. Jim Lee, $80. So boom. So now you guys know Jim Lee was $80. So, you know, that's a kind of book that makes you want to keep it, you know, because it's like, how you going to replace that? And, you know, you want to pay them, you know, it's only going to get more expensive, you know, if you do something like that. So, you know, that's a Jim Lee, but I covered most of the tiers, you know, and so like I said, so I got an absolute just recapping because I'm about to go to Planet. Like I said, I did the Planet Comic-Con the following week. So they're absolute #1. So just keep track of it. Look at all these things right here. So absolute #1. This is a banger. So I'm gonna show you my lot from Megacon, my lot from Planet Comic-Con, and then I have a lot that kind of overlapped. And then you guys tell me what was the flaming show after I get to the Planet Comic-Con stuff. So this is all Megacon. Like, dude, like I said, I got a remark from Dan Mora. This was a pretty successful show. Got almost 500 books signed. Got some bangers. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think about this lot. Tell me in the chat, man. That's fire. You know, absolute Ash Can. You guys already know what time it is on that. You got some Marvel shit on deck. I'm telling you, these are rare double SIGs right here on deck. That's insider information. Probably my favorite Batman artist alive. And getting this double signed by Chuck Dixon was probably one of the highlights of the week. So that's Megacon. Now we're moving to Planet Comic-Con here. And as you see, we got the strong arm of the draw, Doug Mahnke. And this is the home of Doug Mahnke Animations here, guys. As you guys know, we do cool stuff like this. So Doug and I, we talked a lot about animations like that. And yeah, we got some stuff brewing and it's going to be dope, man. We got an absolute Batman project we're working on that's going to premiere here. So he's going to show you guys on IG, but you're going to see this absolute project here on the Sig Slayer station, the great Doug Mahnke. So we talked a lot about different projects, and I got a bunch of stuff signed. It was great. Mission Impossible was the theme of Planet Comic-Con for me because I was only there one day and I was doing a lot of favors for friends. So I needed to get 5 sketches. I need to get on the list and get 5 sketches, from 3 from Doug Mankey, 1 from Dan Mora, and 1 from Dan Jurgens. And so you got to get on the list. You got to figure it out. I don't really do con sketches like that, but some of these people I know, I just interviewed Dan Mora recently. Doug Mankey's a friend. Interviewed Dan Jurgens recently. Just saw Dan Jurgens in OAX. So some of the stuff was kind of already brewing, but everything had to work out, and the stars still have to align at the show. So talking is one thing, but at the show is when you really want things to work out. So as I did with Megacon, I kind of gave you my experience through the signature price guide, because like I said, this is the first quarter of the con season. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a big difference in Megacon and then Planet Comic-Con, and the price difference, and also in the vibe. Still, I saw some familiar faces that were at Megacon the week prior, but way more collectors, way more of a fan experience. Just off the rip, Planet Comic-Con has a deep celebrity lineup, and people show up for that big time on Saturday. So Friday is a big mad dash for the comic book people to get all their stuff in before the big herd comes in on Saturday, because it gets crazy at Planet Comic-Con for the celebs. So I did not want any parts of that. And so I wanted to see if I can get everything done in one day, which, I mean, getting on Dan Mora's list and getting the sketch back and all that, that's not a realistic goal. But hey, I went after it. So now we're going into the signature price guide for Planet Comic-Con. And it's not as deep as Megacon, because one, Megacon had more people. But my opinion, and you guys tell me, I thought Megacon, I mean, the Planet Comic-Con had they had more quality than quantity. I thought Megacon had more quantity, but Planet had people that don't come around often, and just people that are very popular as well. But Megacon, give you run for money. But here we go. So now we're going with tier 1 at Planet Comic-Con here. And here we go. So once again, you got free to $10. Doug Mankey, free all day. That's my boy. You see him rocking the Sig Slayer shirt. Art Germ, $10. Scotty Young, $10. So you're talking about people that are very popular. Their lines are wrapped around the damn building a lot of the times, and they know their worth, but they understand that there's a sweet spot price point. You get more of our money when you price it just right, because we're more willing to spend when the price is just right. When the price is wrong, we're going to ration it. So, some advice if there's any creators watching right now, pick your price point wisely. Don't matter about popularity. The most popular comic book artist in the world is Todd McFarlane, and he is free. Todd McFarlane is free, and he charges for the CGC signings that are private signings. But when Todd shows up at a convention, he is free, and you normally have to win a ticket or something like that. But that's okay, because guess what? It's free. When you know your price, it also tells the fan that you still appreciate them. When you put the price too high, you're telling the fan, you know what? I don't care about you. That's the way it is. And yes, I get it. There's people selling signatures for a living. I get it. So what? So what? You'll still, if they're selling more SIGs, then you're selling more SIGs. The more SIGs they sell, the more SIGs you sell. They're getting the SIGs from you. So just blowing up the spot, raising the price points, to me, it's a big middle finger to the fan. And I don't care about the retailers. You could make conditions. You know what? Duplicates, you know what? Hey, that's fine. Upcharging for duplicates, that's fine. But upcharging in general, when you somebody that's barely been in this game for 10 years, is egregious. Is flipping egregious. All right, now I'm getting to, hold on one second. Dude, I hate when StreamYard doesn't go into the chat. You did Arjun dirty with that photo. You know what? I didn't even do this. So I could say it wasn't my fault. I could blame somebody else. I could blame the other Mike for this. And what the heck is going on? Give me 1 second. I'm trying to, hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Dude, sometimes I have to, yeah, there we go. I have to redo the studio because it wouldn't let me get to my clips. Now I'm back to my clips. All right. Sometimes StreamYard be tripping, guys. So thank you for bearing with me. What I wanted to show you guys, now that I'm back, was the tier 1 people. And Doug Mankey is one of those tier 1 cats here. And this dude, dude, everybody was giving this guy books, man. And he's just a pro, man. And I appreciate people that get paid for what we know them for. If you're an artist, get paid to draw. Don't be ripping people off over SIGs. That's why Dustin Wynn, I love Dustin Wynn. Shout out to Dustin Wynn. Shout out to Doug Mankey. Shout out to Sean Gordon Murphy. Shout out to Libra Mayho. Like those people, these are popular artists that want to get paid for their artwork, not for ripping off SIGs. To me, it's the worst. Yeah, I know. I think it's cousin from Italy, Artegerm, you know. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm blaming the help, man. That wasn't me. So going back to the signature price guy real quick. We're here on tier 1 and talking about Art Germ, since you mentioned him. There's Art Germ right here. And Art Germ is a surgeon. I don't know if you guys got a chance to meet Art Germ, but Art Germ is, I've seen this do remarks. His line moves very quickly. He's not super chatty, but he's not like cold, you know. So like, you know, if you talk to him, he'll say something, but like he understands, man. Like he's there to sign and you're there to get books signed. So he's not gonna waste time. And I appreciate that. And hey guys, and so what I'm saying is, hey, don't talk too much. Shut the fuck up. Get in line and, you know, hey, you know what? I like your work. I'm a big fan. Thank you. Hey, focus on your books not getting fucked up. How about that? Instead of fanboying, focus on your books not getting fucked up. Because that can happen while you fanboy, you know? So, you know, hey, just do that. You know what? And that's it. That's why I like about Art Germ. He's busy. Look at it. He's just surgeon. And no books were harmed in the production of this video. He did a great job. Scotty Young's another one. Scotty Young could price gouge. I was expecting, truth be told, I was expecting Scotty Young to be $20 this year, just because I know everybody like loves him. So, Oh, okay. I got to show you guys this again. All right, look at this, dude. I hated this. I'm actually going to ask for this back. All right, look at this for a second. It was a dry pen, right? And then he went over it. So this is a bastard, but so to see, look, see, he's dry. He should, that's fine, but he went over it. Don't do that. Look at that. Now it looks like, oh, it's been forged or some shit. You know what I mean? I hate that shit. If it's dry, let it roll, bro. It's dry. Don't trace over it. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys mind if they trace over their Sig? Here we go. He's tracing over it. It's not bad there. Now you made it worse. Now you just fucked it up. Now I gotta wait till I see him at Heroes and be like, look, dude, I'm gonna show him this video, but look, you did that. Now I hate this book. Can I get this book again? And then sign it again one time. I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna keep this book. I'm like, because that's his book. The only way you can get that book is from him. So I got that from him, and then for him to do that to it, oh, it pisses me off. So that's my pet peeve. Do not trace over your Sig. If it's dry, it's dry. It was meant to be dry. It's not meant to be traced over. And then because somebody's gonna look at it and be like, hey man, is this real? Is this real? Well, here we go. There's nothing wrong with that. Now you traced over it. You traced over it. All right, here's another one, dude. Bags. Let's talk about Bags. Look at the shit he's signing, dude. Bags signing heat right now. $10, man. $10, dude. This is still tier 1 at Planet Comic-Con, dude. Mark Bagley, dude. Bags in the house. Yeah, I think I got more books signed by him at this show. Mark Bagley. And maybe Scotty Young, a second place, maybe. But I got a bunch of people. But Mark Bagley, though, left-handed assassin, too. $10, though, man. Think about this. Let's go. He got first appearance of Carnage right there. First appearance of Miles Morales right there. He could charge $50 if he wanted, right? For those 2 books. But he don't. Those books are worth. Those books are worth more than Absolute 15. And Tech 880 is about the same price. About the same price as those books. And he's not upcharging. And those books are 30-something years old. Well, not the Miles Morales, but you know what I mean, the Carnage. So I don't know how I feel about the upcharge either. But because when you see, look at this. Look at what he's signing. Look, dude, look at what he's signing. He could upcharge for that. He could upcharge for that. But he doesn't. That was $10. That was it. That was it. So that's tier 1. And then tier 2, this is at Planet Comic-Con. Now, tier 2, I didn't run into many people that were $20. They were either $10, and then Chris Claremont, who just made a price hike recently to $15, but he was killing cats with $10 for years. Now, Chris Claremont, now this motherfucker right here, Chris Claremont, I love him. I don't know if you love somebody but gets on your nerve at the same time. Like this dude, I'm trying to get my shit done, right? But like, I guess like he wants to talk to people. You know what I mean? Like he initiates. He's the first guy where he initiates the conversation. You know what I mean? So like this dude, like I'm trying to go to Scotty Young's line before it gets crazy. This is the beginning of the show. Like the show just opened. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna go to Chris Claremont line first because this food is gonna go slow. So I'm in Chris Claremont's line, and then I'm trying to get in Scotty Young's line after, you know, and I'll be in the middle of the pack, right? And the guy in front of me had a stack of books, but he was generous and he let me get my little few books signed, right? So now it's just me and Chris. And this dude, I swear to you, I'm rushing, and people that know me, I'm sweating. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to rock. Just sign my books. Let me get the fuck up out. He opens the book. There it is at the end. He opens the book slow as hell, begins to read the first page, takes a deep breath, and just sighs it off. And just silently reads the book for like a minute. And that shit is just making me boil. I'm like, sign the fucking book, man. So, yeah, Chris Claremont, he you know, he's a chatty guy. So if you are in a hurry, prioritize Chris Claremont first, okay? Because if not, he's going to drive you crazy with his friendliness. He's friendly to a fault. And so Chris Claremont was the only person tier 2 in between 15 and $20. He was the only person there that was worth my time. At least everybody else was $10 at Planet. And then there was another jump. So the most expensive person at Planet Comic-Con, for me at least, was Paul Dini. Now tell me when the last time you saw Paul Dini. When was the last time you saw Paul Dini? Now, last time I saw Paul Dini was in 2018. And he was $10. He was $10. And at 2018, I was like, damn, he's $10. I was bitching. $10? $10 was, that wasn't cool. $10 was $20 in 2018. We still wanted free shit in 2018. But now, 2026, Paul Dini is $50 a pop, bro. He's $50. Fuck. What do you do? What do you do? So what? It's because it's Batman Adventures 12? So you're going to upcharge your whole catalog for what? Mad Love and Batman Adventures 12? That you didn't even do? You didn't even do that book. He didn't even do that book. So you upcharging $50 for Harley Quinn first appearance, and you didn't even do that book. And here we go, man. We got people like this, right? I say pay up. And guess what? I did. I was there. Some bullshit, though. It was some bullshit, though. But I paid. I mean, but look at what he's signing, though. Look at what he's signing. But $50, dog. I have way more Paul Dini's than this. But I had to just, here you go. You have to just reduce it. So what do? You have a stack of 10 books that you for sure want to get signed. You find out he's 50, and then you go, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to pick my one favorite. And there you have it. Right there. You know, I mean, it's a good book to get signed. You know, Alex Ross, Harley Quinn's first appearance. Now, here we go. Harley Quinn's first appearance in comics that he did. He did the book. Okay? So you want to charge $50 for this one? Okay. Not even. Well, no. This book's expensive now, too. But the Batman Adventures 12, that pisses me off. He didn't even do the damn book. So I don't know. He goes, think about it. He went MIA. So all the COVID, the years after COVID, he didn't do shit. Paul Dini just started doing signings last year. He was at Comic-Con last year, San Diego Comic-Con last year. And then he did, I think, Long Beach Comic-Con last year. And then that's when he rolled out the whole $40. He was $40 in Long Beach in October. So he goes from $40 to $50 in a few months. So, you know, I don't know where these price hikes come from. You just stepped back on the scene last year. So at least ride the 40 for at least a year. Don't be 40 for like 3-4 months, and then now you're going to be 50 in Kansas City of all places. So you're going to upcharge the Midwest more than LA? Damn, that's cold-blooded. So Paul Dini, $50. He was by far the most expensive Sig at Planet Comic-Con. And I'm not talking about celebrities. I'm talking about comic book people. Everybody else at Planet dwelled in tier 1. Everybody else at Planet was here, dude. And this is why I probably had you know, a really cool time. Another person I forgot about that's in tier 1, Adam Kubert. Adam Kubert was $10. You know, someone that could easily be at least $15. I could see him being 15. 20, I'd be like, nah. But still, $10 is fine. What's wrong with 10? Like, why are we going more than 10? Because it's not the Sig. They forget it's the book. It's not the Sig, it's the book. You need the book and the Sig, not just the Sig. Who gives a shit? Detective Comics 881, right? You can't sell that for more than $30. Fine. If that. Unless you get it straight from Snyder, he could name his price. But Tech 880, $50. You see what I'm saying? That's the one everybody wants. No one wants the fucking filler issue at markup price. So I give, and I'm getting the Benihana treatment. He's giving me the Benihana treatment and everything for $10. Paint markers. He even has the fan for the paint marker. He had to talk. He talked me off the ledge. I hate paint markers. Hold on. I need y'all to see me for this. I hate paint markers. Okay. They're a disaster waiting to happen. So when Adam Kubert was like, no, look, I got this cool little fan, and we're going to sit here and I'm going to let them dry with the fan, and I'm going to let you know when they're dry, and we're going to talk. I'm like, for real? He goes, yeah. I'm like, man, I hate these motherfuckers, though. He goes, it's cool, man. It's cool. I'm a pro. I was like, but man, he said, don't worry, man. I'm not going to rush you. I was like, all right, man. And so he's the only person I will allow to sign my shit with paint markers, because he will make sure, because he's insistent on it. So I give Adam Kubert props on that. He's insistent on using the paint markers, but he's also insistent upon taking care of your books too. So he's not just gonna just gloss over them and just stack them on top of each other and let them smudge. He's not gonna do that. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that. But if you're going to Chris Claremont line, though, be prepared. Be prepared for, it is cool. I like his stories, and like when I don't have things to do, it's cool. So when I'm just like, oh, okay, it's a small show, and like he's the big fish in a small pond, yeah, I'll listen to all his stories. But when you got to go here, go there, and then mind you, I'm trying to get other, I'm trying to get, sketches and stuff like that. It was a complete mission, dude. You know what I mean? So I definitely wanted to make sure my time was maximized. And so I think I did all right. I'm going to show you guys what I did at, hold on, now I got all my shit mixed up. What I did at Planet right now. And so not as much quantity. Now I'll tell you right now, like I did some damage, like I said, at Mega, but you have way more people. So like, so my highlight stack for Mega is a little bit more, it's thicker, it's quantity. But then I think maybe my Planet stack is more quality. Okay. So like, for example, This is X-Men of Apocalypse art germ variant. Now, Simone De Mayo was at OAX. He's from Italy, not coming back to the States this year. So I'm one of the few people that got this double signed by Art Germ and Simone. And this is issue 1 of X-Men of Apocalypse right here. So there's that. And since we're talking about tier 1. Oh, and by the way, guys, while I'm here, guys, be sure. Hold on, I forgot to X out of it for a second. Be sure to put in your hashtag Stash Wars Live. We're giving away 2 sketches tonight. So do that. Definitely do that. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. And just to show you what I have. Rest in peace, Sam Keith. And so we got these awesome Sam Keith sketches by our resident artist, Jake Bostein. He was very moved by the passing of Sam Keith. And so he wanted to do some sketches. And he does most of our giveaway cards. And so he wanted to do a different kind of giveaway. So we're going to be giving away these tonight. Let me know what you think, man. Let me know what you think of Jake's art. We think he's a fantastic artist. And we're glad to have him on our squad. And so, yes, we're going to be giving these away tonight. Rest in peace, Sam Keith. And so put in your hashtag Stash Wars Live so that you could be in the runnings for these. Right here. All right. There we go. Back here. Yeah, I really think these are dope. So back on the Planet Comic-Con, right? So still tier 1. Still tier 1. Look at that. Adam Kubert. See, let all this dry. Got this Wolverine 75 here. That 90s goodness with the hollow cover. And then this awesome newsstand, this beautiful copy. This is a sweet copy. This is a first appearance of Carnage, signed by Mark Bagley. Here, this was all my Planet Comic-Con lot. Newsstand. This is beautiful too. Butter. And then this banger. This is King Spawn 50. We got Todd McFarlane and Scotty Young. Not many. You're not going to see many of these around. Double signed. You got Scotty Young cover, but you got the Todd father as well. So yeah, this is one of those you're not going to find anywhere but here on Sig Slayers. So I thought this is one of my favorite ones. And then this here is now I'm going to show you the next 3. These are completely all one of a kind. One of ones. On the process here, and I'm going to David Brayer in the process. The most recent episode, we had John Sheehan of Final Cut Designs. And he does these awesome vinyl art where he does these custom covers. And for example, you see that Absolute Batman 15, the Joker cover right there. And I'm looking for it. Here we go. And just to get a frame of reference, you see that the ha 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 green foil in the background. Well, that's this cover here. It's the cover A, but then he you know, he modified it. So he does. So John was a guest on the process, and he wanted to do something special for us, and so he asked me to pick a book. So I was like, cool. So I just, I picked a book that I had multiple copies of, but I wanted it to be something recognizable that, people be like, oh shit, that's cool. Or, oh shit, you messed up this classic book. So either way, it would be like a book that, would turn heads. And so I picked X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 251, because I love that cover of Wolverine, like on the X cross. And so he actually literally did that for us. And I'm going to show you that right now. Go. So this is the first printing of X-Men 251. But as you can see, this is not the regular look. You got the metallic trade dressing. You got the Wolvie. Yeah, this is just a completely one of a kind. So this is a prototype. And so if you guys are unfamiliar with Final Cut Designs, they actually work with artists. He actually does custom covers, and they're all numbered and with COAs, and actually now publishers are actually hiring him to do small run ghost variants of his work. And so what you're seeing here is a prototype. He might not ever do this again. Okay. Now, this is something that I'm going to be giving away here on Stash Wars Live soon after I get Mark Silvestri on it. But this was something that I had Chris Claremont sign. And yeah, I think it looks cool with the paint marker. And then I'm going to get Mr. Silvestri there. But this is a one of one, completely custom, uncanny 251 by John Sheehan of a Final Cut Designs. And he's working with Scott Williams and other people as well from Tiny Onion, the Exquisite Corpses and stuff. So he's actually working with publishers and doing these modified covers for them. So they're actually official, And so now this one here is a complete prototype. But whoever wins this, it has the COA from Final Cut Designs. And so this will have a COA as well as the COA from the Sig Slayers, authenticating the signatures as well. So we'll be giving this out to one of you guys, man. So one of you guys will have this one of one Uncanny X-Men. And then, speaking of Doug, he's holding this here is a Black Mass. And this is from Batman 635 blank. And just to let you guys know how hard it is for me, because I just don't get any blanks sketched on. It has to be my same philosophy with sketch covers as I do with Sigs. It has to be the artist. So the artist on the book has to be the person that does the cover. So you know how hard that is, and then you know how hard it is to get on that list, and then can I afford them? So it just depends. But it helps, that you got somebody on your, on your channel that's a master artist that does this. So I got lucky and got this. But what's cool about this is he has not done a black mask on a blank before. And the other thing that I do, it has to be a sketch of somebody that's actually in the book. So it has to be, a character from the story. And believe it or not, Black Mask was the main villain of the Red Hood. I mean, yes, Red Hood was a villain, but he was actually attacking Black Mask. And so I thought that this would be cool. So this goes into the PC here, but this is a one of one, and this is actually on, um, on a book that Doug did. Thanks a lot, Tino. And then the piece de resistance is this. This just came in. So Mission Impossible was accomplished. I was able to get all 5 sketches, but you know what? I should show you guys the sketches too. Since they're here. So yeah, I'm waiting on. I had to get a friend to help me get the Dan Mora. So I was able to get the Dan Mora sketch, but it has to get mailed. But it's in the mail, and I'll be showing you guys that soon. But as far as Doug Mankey, here's the first of 3 sketches here. This is the Saint Walker, right? And this is for a friend. Shout out to the homie Endless. But I helped him complete his collection. So now he has all of the main lanterns from the various corps. So he got this. But I was actually able to get it for him. That's what I'm proud of. Like, it's one thing to be like, hey, I want to get a sketch. It's another thing to be like, hey, I can help you. It's another thing to be like, oh, you actually did it, right? And to do it twice. And so he was able to get 2 Doug Mankey sketches, and this is the Indigo one. So now he has the complete set of all of the lanterns, Doug Mankey pencils. And so shout out to the homie Chris Endless collection. Yeah, I was able to hook him up with that. So, sometimes I hook up the homies, but Endless is someone that, that's the homie. He's probably done more for me than I've done for him. And so to me, I was happy to be like, hey, can I do this? I'm going to take on this mission and see if I can do it. Sometimes, guys, I've been Sig Slaying for so long that I'll take on a challenge to see if I can do it. And so I don't get sketches at shows that much. The sketches that I get lucky because everybody is over there in line over there. And then I see this guy twiddling his thumbs. And I'm like, oh, you know what? By the way, I have this book. And so that happens few and far between. So I don't get many con sketches. Plus, I also think you get a better product when they do it, when they bring sketches to the show. So I would probably buy something that's pre-made versus get a con sketch. But Doug is an animal. Okay. So Doug is one of those people that can do shit like this, and bang him out. You know what I mean? So this is just light work for Doug. But this is not done. So Tom Wynn at the bottom here, I'm going to take this to San Diego, and then I'm probably going to have him do a background or maybe ink it even more, just so that it could be a complete creative team from that book. But then last but not least, so I saw Dan Jurgens back in February, and I was like, yo, I picked up this Death of Superman, this Superman 75 blank. It came out the week before OAX. And I was like, ooh, wouldn't this be cool if I get Dan to draw on this? And I know I would be the only person to get this done unless somebody beats me to the punch at OAX. And lo and behold, I get there early and I asked Dan. Dan never seen the Superman 75 blank before. He never seen it. He never got comped it. It came out the week prior. Normally people get comp stuff, you know, at least a week before it comes out, sometimes 2 weeks. So the fact that he never even saw it, I was like, hell yeah. No one has this then, and you never seen it. So I'll say, hey, Dan, you know, I interviewed you, interviewed John Bogdanov, somebody else I can't think of right now, but people from the Death of Superman era, like that whole team. And I was like, hey, I would love for you to do something to kind of commemorate this. This is a Death of Superman blank. You know, I would love for you to do a Doomsday on it, right? But I wanted to be something cool, you know, something that, you know, the average person don't have. You know what I mean? I want it to be special, right? All right, I got you, right? I was like, you're gonna be in Planet Comic-Con, right? And I was like, you don't have to do it here. I was like, maybe I could pick it up there. And he goes, oh, that's great. Bet, right? So fast forward to last weekend, Planet Comic-Con. I get it. You know, I get the Dan Jurgens Doomsday, and it's better than I can even imagine. This shit right here is fucking flame. I need to know what you think. This is fire. No one has this. This is the Death of Superman blank cover. He's never seen it. He did not do any of these at Planet Comic-Con. This is the only one. This is one of one. This is Dan Jurgens, Doomsday, the creator of Doomsday. And just FYI, Doomsday was created prior to the whole Death of Superman summit. He was going to be a villain in Superman regardless. But they appointed, you know, in this writing summit, they appointed Dan's character because everyone liked this character the best. And this design became the design to kill Superman. But my point is, no one has this. This is the creator of Doomsday. And the other thing, too, there's a lot of sketch covers by Dan, but not a lot of them inked by Dan as well. They're usually penciled by Dan, and then somebody else inks it. Like they'll get Brett Breeding to ink it, you know, to get that, you know, the whole little thing. But this is Dan pencil and ink. This is not Sharpie. This is done real deal Holyfield. This has climbed up the ladder of, this is definitely in my top 5 sketch covers now. Because Dan, to me, not only is Dan Jurgens the number 1 Superman artist alive, but he is DC's number 1 cartoonist, period, ever. There will never be another Dan Jurgens. He has penciled and written the most pages in DC history. There's nobody that has written and drawn more pages in DC history than Dan Jurgens. I don't think he gets enough credit. I think if he was Marvel, I think he would be fucking charging $50 a sig. I think because he's DC and he's Superman, and most people don't really care about Superman these days, that's it. But his ability, his resume, the stuff that he's actually done blows everybody out. Blows Jim Lee out, blows everybody out. Dan Jurgens these are the people that we should be celebrating. If he was $20 a sig, I'd be like, that's Dan Jurgens. Damn right. This dude is a monster. So we have to like at some point bring the pricing and all of that jazz back down to earth. And we as buyers, we say it with our money. When we stop showing up in these lines, or these people stop trying to manufacture, that's another thing, manufacture something that shouldn't be there. So you whatnot people out there trying to, make something pop that shouldn't be popping. Don't do it. Because it's just going to ruin the game. Yeah, you might get broke off, but then after a while, it's gonna kill the game. So it needs to be balanced, man. Balance, balance, balance. And Megacon did not have balance. It was a lot of money grabs, a lot of cash grabs, a lot of upset fans at the the hands of grubby money grubbing creators. But Planet Comic Con, there was more of a, it had that element to it, but not like Mega. And it was way more enjoyable, way more people in this range here and in the tier 1. And so if you got mostly tier 1, you're gonna have happier people. When you got a lot of conditions and shit, where you got to do this, do all this decoder ring shit, like it just it gets bad. And so Planet Comic Con, to me, even though I was only there one day, the fact that I was able to get 5 sketches done, get a 1 of 1 Dan Jurgens. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, this shit here, like, I love this. This is great. This is, to me, this is what Sig Slaying is. You know what I mean? There's getting signatures, and then there's Sig Slaying. Like, getting signatures, getting all your wagons and all that fucking bullshit, looking lame. Like, yeah, getting a bunch of, shit that just came out last week signed. Like, people care. No one cares about what just came out last week. No one cares about those 6, by the way. I'll say that. I'm not going to give you all the game, but I'm going to tell you, if you fucking wasting your time on just buying a bunch of SIGs of issues that just came out the last month or 2, and it's not like a hot book, you just, you're getting Dan Mora's most recent issues, you're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. You're not, people don't care. We want Dan Mora's greatest hits. We want everybody's greatest hits. We don't just want the further adventures of, like, yeah, that's cool. It's cool, but not at the top price point. And that's what I'm saying about these people charging an absorbent amount for their signature. It's like, yo, dude, the most of your work don't matter in the grand scheme of things. And so you're charging, $20 a SIG for what? 1 issue, 2 issues that most people don't even have? It's whack and it's a scam. But I would say that Planet Comic Con, you had more free opportunities. You have people like Doug Mankey who did shit all over the place. He's doing shit for Energon right now. DC, Dark Horse, lots of different publishers. So you have a different, a different assortment of things you can have signed, and it's all free. And if you get there early enough, you might mess around and get a sketch that he only charges $200 for. Ryan Page and Ryan Otley. Here we go. Ryan Otley. Here we go. $12,000 for this garbage. This is trash. That shit is trash. For $12,000, that's trash. It's absolute trash. I don't care if it's published. That's trash. This is absolute garbage. Someone gave it to me, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Right? If someone gave it to me and said I paid $12,000 for it, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I would have rather you gave me 12 G's, B. $12,000 for this, yo. Somebody make this make sense to me. Oh, it's an original cover. Get the fuck out of here. Now somebody gonna try to copycat this shit. And then so now we're gonna have a bunch of lame ass artists doing OA with blanks and shit now. So now that's gonna kill the blank cover, like, hobby. Because now blanks are gonna be reserved for fucking OA. And what? This dude's $50 for Invincibles? any Invincibles, even Battle Beast. It's crazy. How much is Battle Beast worth? Battle Beast #1. Cover A. This dude is charging $12,000 when Libra Mayo is charging $600 for some real shit. And this here is 12K for what? Dude, you can get this from Tony Daniel for $400, $500. Dude, this is not, not better than anything Tony Daniel would do. What makes this $12,000? A TV show? You see what I'm saying? This pisses me off. I got pissed off all over again. This should not be 1,200. It should not be 2,000. I mean 12,000. Should not even be 2,000. Maybe 1,000. Dude, like, the work is the same amount of work, dude, that you would do like if someone paid for this at from a commission. It's the same shit. There's no way if this was a regular commission he would charge 12K. He's not that good. Like 12K, like, dude, give me some Alex Ross, dude. Throw some paint on this shit or something. This shit is crazy. $12,000 for this. That absolutely kills me. So yeah, Planet Comic-Con, to me, it was better for the culture. Megacon was better for business. How about that? Megacon made a lot of money. Motherfuckers made a lot of money. And then so here are some of the things where there were books where it was like I got them both signed at both shows. And this is shit that I know most people don't got because they don't do it like we do it. Like this here, like Lobo just came out. Like no one got this, whereas Libra Mayho and Scotty Young on the foil, right? So shit like this, you have to be at Kansas City and Orlando. So shit like this, I thought this was cool. And then here's the other Lobo. Here's that Keon Young. This was hot. These were selling for like $200 at that Whatnot booth where Clayton Crane was at. And see, so $20, like, so he'll do that. You see what I'm saying? So like, yeah, that's cool. $20, I get a little doodle and shit like that. And then Scotty Young on this. Nobody has this, by the way. No one has this one, by the way. This was signed at his first signing with these. We gave him the first batch of these books. So I already know what time it is with this one. I got lucky and I was in the right place at the right time. But I was helping people. But yeah, so this Eon guy that I was talking about, this dude, the Booty Tat, I call him Booty Tat. I think that name is better. For the culture, what I'm saying. Not his, call him by his name, but I'm saying his nickname, Booty Tat. You know what I mean? Booty Tat is in the house. Booty Tat got your back. Booty Tat got your back. So yeah, this dude, I don't know how he blew up. He's blown up. He was at somebody's Whatnot heiress. I forgot, some YouTuber, but he has Whatnot too. This dude was making cheddar on his Whatnot. But I'm saying this one here, guys, you're not gonna find too many of these unless you were with me at Mega and at Planet, because Eon was at C2E2. See what I'm saying? So you have to pick C2E2 or Planet Comic-Con, and for me, it was no brainer. Planet Comic-Con was better than C2E2 this year. And then here's another one. Here's my first appearance of Rogue right here. I got Claremont on it, and then I had Michael Golden at Mega. And then I could have had Al Milgram last week too, but I didn't feel like looking for him. And I know he's going to be at Hero, so I'm gonna get Al Milgrom on this later, and then just one more person I forgot that I can get on this still. So yeah, so the first appearance of Rogue here. This was double. Oh, I thought this was crazy, right? So when I get back in town from Mega, Tom Wynn was in town where I live. And so the homie went and saw him. So I was able to get this signed at home, like the day I land from Megacon. And so Tom, who did this book with Doug, he inked the Red Hood. He did the Red Hood remark for me. And then I had Matt Wagner sign this at OEX. And then I had Doug sign this at Planet. So boom, this all happened. This all happened this year. All this happened this year. So this got signed at the first 3 cons I was at this year. So it started off at OEX. Then I forgot what con Tom was at. And then we got Doug on this. So this is fire right here. Nobody got this. Nobody got that. So there's that. And then last but not least, you know, all the hoopla, dude. Clayton Crane had to go through the bullshit with Clayton Crane, but I got it. You know, he does sign it well. I must admit, he does, for all the little antics he does with his signature. His signature does look good. It does look good. But yeah, not many people have this sign with Sarah Pacelli on it, though. That's the point. Like, you might run into Bendis. You'll run into Bendis probably before you run into Pacelli. You'll probably get into the Clayton Crane line before you see Pacelli again. So, yeah, this one here, I got to get Hickman on this one. And then, obviously, Bendis. And I haven't seen Nick Spencer in quite some time. But, yeah, this Ultimate Fallout, this was all, this whole book was signed at Mega and at Planet. So it started off at Mega with Pacelli and Clayton Crane, and then I had Mark Bagley who did the cover. So yeah, Sig Slayer. This is Sig Slayer here, right? And so this is not done. But I would say my favorite. If I had to say my favorite, if I had to pick my favorite from all 3 shows, if I had to pick my top 3. Doing this, and then I'm gonna have to say, ooh, there's a lot of good stuff. Ooh, there's a lot of good stuff. Oh, I'm gonna say this. Since I'm doing art, I'm gonna do one signed comic. It's a regular comic. Okay, because I'm definitely doing the sketches. It's a tie. Because all of this was done like pretty much at Mega, besides the Delato, and that's a whole other thing, dude. I met somebody at Mega where, whoo, just put this way, I'm gonna have a lot of dope ass Delatos in the future. And so like this right here is one of them. No, not many people have this. This is like, you know, signed. I mean, to have the book. But signed by Jock, Snyder, and Delato, no, not that. So this makes it, and then this for obvious reasons because it's the first print. It's Jim Lee. Once again, variant cover, right? But yeah, it's the fact that it's the absolute Batman signed by everybody. So you got the variant cover artist, the writer, and the interior artist all on it, and then I'll meet Frank Martin at some point. But yeah, so this, you know, these 2 are kind of like A1A and 1B of the signed comics. Yes, I could pick, you know, Ultimate Fallout 4 if I was a big Spider-Man fan, but I'm not. I'm a Batman fan, so I'm gonna pick that. But my number 1s are these. This here, because these are hard to come by, guys. Like I said, Like, tell me how many people get sketch covers, get the sketch, by the artist that did the book, that does the character in the book. Like, there's too many conditions. Most people just, oh, I've seen people that they'll get Wonder Woman on a Batman blank, shit like that. So people, they don't care. They just get the art on the blank. Me, no. Everything has to be consistent. Everything has to relate to the book, And so Black Mask is in this book, and so is Doug Mahnke. So there's not a question about who the artist is because the artist did the book. There's no question. There's no question that Dan Jurgens did this book. And what I love about this in particular is that he actually wrote this as well. So it's like he wrote it, he did all the art, most of the art, and then he did this cover too. And it's such a significant. I think this is maybe DC's most selling book. I think The Death of Superman. Somebody tell me if Death of Superman is DC's top selling thing. So let me know right now what con was better. It was a Megacon, based off what I showed you, based off what I said, based on your experience. Which con was better? Megacon or Planet Comic-Con? Now, I did have friends that was at C2E2 that said that they wish they were at Planet Comic-Con. So I'm disqualifying C2E2. I had multiple friends that were at WonderCon and they said WonderCon fell off. So I'm disqualifying WonderCon. So Planet Comic-Con was definitely the best convention of last week because there were 3 big shows last week. And it's clear that Planet Comic-Con was better. And then a lot of the people that were at C2E2 was at Megacon. So if you were at Megacon already, it was more beneficial for you to go to Planet anyway. So for me, I got more books signed at Mega, but I mean, dude, I got this at Planet. I got stuff at Planet. The Claremonts, I got more Claremont stuff too. I just showed you guys like my favorite stuff, but I got more Claremonts, more Bagleys, that type of stuff. You gotta honor the people that have paid the dues. And nowadays, man, especially after Sam Keith passed away, amongst many others, we gotta cherish these people while they're here, man. So the new people, I do get new stuff. I still get a pull. I still get my comics, but I just think that they're taking advantage of stuff too quickly. I think that they skipped a couple steps in the process, and now they could be changing the climate, and the climate may not. There may not be anything for them later. So they may take advantage of something now. Let's think about it, man. Okay, Absolute Batman, that's on DC. And if you're on a major publisher, at some point, you're going to pass your prime and they're going to go to a different style, writing style, different art style. It happens, I mean, like, think about how Dan Mora and Jorge Jimenez has influenced the mainstream comics. Like, so many people that are getting hired that look similar to them, that have that kind of quality, or Scotty Young, people that are like imitating Scotty Young, or people that imitate Art Journal, so we see it left and right. The Megacon, I feel, going back to the whole Den of Thieves thing, it's a necessary evil. I mean, people need comics. Not every place is New York or LA where you have all these LCSs, and so there needs to be kind of like a central hub where people get stuff and they supply those collectibles for the people that can't go, or stuff like that. So I get it. I just don't understand why people got to be so nasty and rude. That's the part about it. I get the whole merchant part, like that's cool, like, but just everybody's just so rude there. I think that needs to change, but and it's not like that at all the other shows. Planet Comic Con uh was a perfect example of that, where it was pretty much everybody I met was cool. None of that money grubbing stuff. People in line before the show, during the show, it was no problems whatsoever. So there's that. I'm curious. Let me know in the chat, like which show would you, if you haven't been to either, which one would you attend to first? If you've been to both before, which one do you like more? Or just, outside looking in, which one do you think is better? Let me know in the chat. SCG. Okay, so SCG, while you're here, man, I was talking about Planet. What were your thoughts about Planet? I said that Planet was pretty good, man. I was able to, Mission Impossible, man. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. What you guys think about what you guys thought about what I said about. I mean, I said a lot. I was very critical of Ryan Otley, critical of Clayton Crane, and just critical of like newer creators in general charging, $20 and up when they don't really have the keys or the resume or whatever. We're talking about a retailer variant. Well, retailer variants are manufactured. This is social media hype. Anybody could, hype up any variant and then it catches a buzz. That's it. So that's not good enough. It can't be a retailer variant because that's all manufactured hype. Oh, on the wagon. Yeah, they policed that shit too, man. They policed that a lot. And then so moving on to next week, man. This interview, this kind of is why I feel the way I feel, is because I interviewed Steve Rude a couple weeks back, and there's a lot of stuff that he said that kind of resonated with me. And for the most part, one of them is he mentioned that there's a lot of artists that live off their name, right? And they're no longer living off of their skills, and they're not getting better either. They plateau and they just kind of just live off their name, and it's very interesting. So definitely check that out, man. He took me to an existential level. Steve Rude did, just on just his take on just common questions. But the thing that resonated with me the most was how, how you have to have the level of sincerity toward your craft. No matter how long you've been in the game, like you still should have a certain level of sincerity and a certain level of professionalism, and you shouldn't be living off your just name. No matter how big you have gotten, and no matter how successful this project or that project is, you always have to, be better, each time, and not just live off of your name and your hype. I really thought that was poignant. And then the fact that I went to Megacon after and see a bunch of people just cashing in on their name and their hype, and they don't even got the fucking talent. That's my thing. It's like, yeah, everybody's talented, right? So we're talking about people that are in the pros. So all these people are at the top, but we're comparing them to each other. Okay. And it's like, dude, there's people that are that got way more professionalism, grace, class, talent, you name it, more of it, and don't do half of these damn gimmicks and just things that just makes the people that appreciate the hobby of collecting and reading comics feel like we're not appreciated. because there are, you know, sometimes those groups overlap, or sometimes they're separate. So sometimes they're collectors, or sometimes they're readers. But either way, if you treat them all the same with the same kind of like lack of appreciation and flipping, and you're changing prices every year, and or you're changing prices from this town to that town, you know, you're lowball in this town, but you're upcharging that town, and then social media finds out about it, and it's like, yo, man, like, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta upcharge LA? Why you gotta upcharge New York? Right? What about the people that's not from LA that travel to LA to see your monkey ass? What about that? Right? Those people are not from LA. What if they from, you know, New Mexico or something? But then they go see you for the first time and they see you on the upcharge time. It's kind of like the basketball players that load manage, but with upcharging. So now, oh, okay, if I go to this show, oh, he's gonna be $20. But I go to this show, he's 15. That happens. It happens. So that's why we have all these Facebook groups and verifying shit and different chat groups and stuff, just to make sure people ain't on the bullshit. But I'm telling you guys, do not fall for it. If you find out if one of these creators is at a show and they were charging, and you got proof where they were charging $10, $5, $1 cheaper than what you are getting now, call their ass out on that, dude. Like, do not accept that shit, dude. Do not accept it. You're paying for the books too. It's not like you're not buying their books. Like, in order for them to get the jobs that they get, they have to sell comics first. So in order to get the gig, the publisher's like, okay, this dude's gonna sell me X amount of covers. So they're already banking on us to buy the comics. Then they're gonna gouge you on top of that. At least show some kind of appreciation. That's why Lieber Mayho, I give him props. He can charge $20. Lieber Mayho covers are dope, but he's not gouging you. You'll get 2 free. Amanda Connor, 1 free. If you just do 1 free, that's a token of appreciation. That'll make somebody want to spend more money. Sometimes you got to give to get. But when you just automatically, okay, all my Invincibles, $50. Even new booty ass Battle Beast that just came out yesterday, $50. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like, call that shit out. Call it out. Like, hey, man, like, yo, for real, Battle Beast, bro, $50? What you producing the movie too? The show? What is he doing with the show? A lot of times, these comic creators, they don't even get no say so in these productions, man. They get lucky if they even get a suggestion in. But then you want to cash in and charge people $50 for your name on a book? That's crazy. It takes away from the experience. Somebody said it in the chat earlier. It takes away from the experience, man. Now I feel cheap. Now I feel like I'm a John now. You can't even sign 1 book for free. 1 book? I urge all creators. 1 free book, dude. It's not gonna hurt. If you that dude, if you that gal, if you like that, you got more than 1 book that I want signed anyway. So if you're trying to fucking, gatekeep your 1 greatest hit and shit, kick rocks. Kick rocks on that shit, man. You got 1 fucking cover that you trying to fucking nickel and dime until you 80 years old and shit. Make more covers. Aren't you an artist? Like, I don't get it, man. Like, I say this, why? Because there's people in the game right now. Guess what? They're comic book artists and they get paid for that. That's it. And they see you at a show, they're tier 1. And guess what? They got commission lists. There's people buying pages. People that legitimately rock with him because they ain't trying to gouge him, man. To me, it's gouging. It's Megacon. I'm fed up. Like, I'm fed up. And it's not Megacon's fault. It's just the nature of the beast, man. It's like, yo, man, come on, man. $50? $50 for what? Invincible number, what? Pick a number. Is that a key? Tell me, is all Invincible, the whole run of Invincible was key? The whole run. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. So anyway, Steve Rude brought me back there. Steve Rude, great interview, very insightful interview. Like I said, what does it take to be an artist, right? What does it take to be a professional? That's the type of stuff that we cover here on this channel. So every week I try to extract that in our interviews. What does it take? And the ones that I respect the most are the ones that go all in. Like, okay, I'm about to be critical on Jim Lee for a second. Okay. Yo, man, people look at you as the best of the best, man. You're the best. People look at you as the GOAT. People call Jim Lee the GOAT, man. People call Jim Lee the best of the best. Like the best. And we've been waiting a whole year for 2 issues? You can't be the GOAT, bro. That's disrespectful to Kirby. That's disrespectful to Dan Jurgens. That's disrespectful to so many motherfuckers that wrote and drew better shit. They got, $100, $300 key issues. That's not a variance, right? It's disrespectful. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. You can't be the GOAT. You can't be one of the best. You can't be considered the best at anything if you can't complete the job. Period. If you can't complete the job, how can you call yourself the best? You can't. And I'm not saying Jim Lee's calling himself the best. I'm saying fans, you can't call Jim Lee the best. Stop calling him that. Until Batman Volume 3 ends, he is just the president publisher that draws. He can't be the best at any art in comics at all. If it takes you over a year to do 2 issues, when you got people like Daniel Warren Johnson and shit, like, come on. There's no way. It's disrespectful. So fans, you guys, you can love who you love and all that. But I'm saying, let's be more objective, man. Let's be more objective so we can give people that deserve the shine. Because some of these people that's charging $20 don't deserve that shit. And if we gave people the credit, the people that deserve the credit, maybe they should get the $20 a Sig or whatever. But like, dude, come on, man. Like Jim Lee charging $80. To me, there's a level of excellence, man. And I know that could be idealistic. But hey, man, strive for something, dude. I strive to be the best Sig Slayer. I try to smoke all you jokers. I try to get shit that none of you guys got. Okay? So I try to be the best, man. Be the best. Don't be trying to live off your name. And that's what Steve Rude was saying. And I can't for the life of me accept the fact that people are charging, what Kirby, if Kirby was alive or if Stan Lee was alive or somebody was like that kind of money, and you don't even got half of the output. It's not worth it. Like, stop supporting this shit. We've seen greatness. We see it every day. Like, there's people right now doing great stuff right now. Support that shit. Stop giving your $100 to people that can't even finish 2 damn issues. And then, skip around and do 4 pages over here, do covers over there. It's like, man, that's a slap. If I'm Jeff Loeb, I'm mad at Jim Lee. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. At least let's just do this little 6 issue. Let's finish the first little half of the joint, man. 6 issues, bro. 6 issues, but you're doing all these covers, and then you want to apologize, man. I'm not happy with that. I'm a Batman fan. Okay, so the fact that we got what 7, 8 issues of Volume 4 when we got Volume 3 still pending, and it's Jim Lee waiting on. Yo, that's not okay. Why aren't we bitching about this? Say stop what you're doing. Everybody should stop. Hey, stop Jim Lee. Just like surround him, and then push him in the fucking lab. Give him some paper and make him draw. Hey, finish these fucking issues, then carry on. You know what I mean? Like, finish this shit, bro. Whatever you're doing, fuck that shit. Finish Batman first, bro. And I know I sound stupid. I know. I get it. But come on, man. It just looks bad to me. It looks bad. Because it's like, yo, there's people lining up. There's people looking up to this shit. It's like, yo, you're in a comic book artist role at this point. Show people respect that. You know, like, it just, I hate it, dude. I hate that shit, man. I hate, people doing stick figures, and calling them remarks and shit, and then get hired to do a cover of stick figures, get a published cover of stick figures. Like, what? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. People give their whole life do a real Batman cover, and then somebody farts out a stick figure one, and that gets published. That's crazy, man. And so I'm saying all that to say this, man. Megacon, to me, I hope it doesn't bring the worst out of us, and I can see that, I can see that happening. And I hope it doesn't. I hope that, next year we have some more kumbaya moments, not where it's like, 1,000 people with a bunch of wagons and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that would be crazy, So yeah, anyway, we got Steve Root next week, man. What else is popping out here, man? I did want to bring up the fact that we had Steve Bissett, man, Stephen Bissett and the Tyrant. This was another great interview, man. Definitely check this out. I think that Stephen Bissett, he's one of those artists that's getting better and better and better with time. I didn't get a chance because I was getting ready to leave when I was editing this, but I'm probably going to show some other stuff because Stephen gave me so much other art that didn't make the edit, and it's so amazing. So I think I may do something else with Stephen Bissett because he gave me so much stuff, and he gave it to me a little bit later after I was done editing. So it didn't make the cut, but dude, this dude is he's a monster. Like, Stephen Bissett is a monster, man. The stuff that I have from the Tyrant, and then just stuff that he has his doodles, and he emailed me sketch, just doodles, just stuff that no one would see. And so I'm gonna show you guys that. But Stephen Bissett is an animal, man, legit. And that's what I mean. It's hey, man, when you're seeing people get better with age, another person I'm going to shout out that's getting better with age, Pat Broderick. Have you guys seen Pat Broderick's work lately? Pat Broderick is killing it, man. So I'm giving cats props, man, that, maybe they have to do it, maybe because they don't have the status or the position or whatever. So they have to draw like that or whatever. But all in all, I'd still give respect. Whatever their reason is their reason, but I'm going to respect it. I'm respecting cats like Pat Broderick. I'm respecting cats, like Steve Root and all these guys that are still grinding, putting their, heart and soul in their craft, and trying to make some kind of statement with what they're doing, not just doing work just to do work, just to do a cover, So definitely check out this interview, man. I'm not overhyping this. And then the most recent interview. Now this is we've had several Eisner Award winners on our channel, but I never had a Bram Stoker Award winner, which is crazy because I'm a huge horror fan, and I watch cheesy horror, I watch Shudder, and Tanana Reeve, she's actually was on Shudder a lot, so I actually know her from all the different little countdown shows that would be on Shudder, and she would talk. But Tanana Reed was a renowned horror novelist and multi-award winner, and we had the honor of interviewing Tanana Reed this week. And she's dabbling in the comics, and she got The Keeper, and then Moondogs from Image, and that was the Horizon Experiment with Porn Shack P-Shet show. And this was a great interview. So check this out. This is our newest interview. I've been traveling, so I didn't have the ability to edit the way I normally do. So now I'm glad that I'm back in my regular schedule. I don't think I'm going to be going to any big show until Heroes Con. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of, little things like Sig Slayer will be moving around, but I don't think I'll be going to a big show until Heroes Con. So you'll be seeing a lot more interviews. We just interviewed Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti last night. So not only do check that out. That's on Sig Slayers now. You can check it out after this. But yeah, like I said, we just interviewed Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti last night. So that's going to be coming up. And we're interviewing Dan Mora again. I deleted like a whole month's worth of interviews accidentally. That was a whole other thing at the beginning of March. Not knowing it, StreamYard changed their little setup, and I was just deleting things on my hard drive, on the StreamYard drive. Deleted Dan Mora, deleted Declan Shelby, deleted John Timms. I deleted March pretty much. And it was some fire-ass interviews too. So, but I got reschedules on that. So you will see Dan Mora on the channel in April. You will be seeing John Timms with Jeremy Adams in April. Rodney Barnes is coming back to do his annual interview with us, and a whole lot more. So if you haven't subscribed to the Sig Slayer Station, if you're just chiming in and hearing me talk shit about Ryan Otley and Clayton Crane, and then Jim Lee just took a couple shots at the end. And I love these guys. Ryan Otley, I can't say I don't know enough about Ryan Otley. And that's the thing about Ryan Otley. It was the first impression that pissed me off. But Jim Lee, I love Jim Lee. And for the most part, I love a lot of these creators that are doing these weird price point things. But it just rubs me the wrong way. But moving forward, talking about the Sig Slayer Station, we got Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, and then what was another one that what did Mark say? I was supposed to mention it. I forgot. It'll come to me. But we have a jam-packed schedule, so we reloaded again. So after I accidentally deleted some episodes, we reloaded. So the spring is going to be jam-packed, and then definitely check me out, man. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm on Whatnot, dude, and some of the stuff that you saw tonight is going to be on Whatnot. So I'll be on Whatnot and talking major trash on Whatnot. Some of you guys, see me here on YouTube and see me on Whatnot. Some of you guys see me on Instagram and see me on Whatnot. Some people see me just on one of those individual platforms. But Whatnot is fun. Offerama, it's a term I like to use and let you guys know you can step on the scene and just start naming prices, and we can get the party started that way. I love doing it that way, where it's where I don't like the whole dollar auction thing, because if you don't have the big following, then you end up losing out on stuff. So let's just make deals with each other, and we can make something where it's fun for everybody. And for the most part, a lot of our people that follow the Sig Slayers Offerama stream have been digging the stream. And so, because I give people stuff that only we have. And I mean, I've sold shit, man. Carmine Infantino Sigs, Julia Schwartz Sigs. I mean, you name it, man. We've sold all different types of Sigs. Jim Lee Sigs, that's a big seller on our stream. So yeah, so if you like signed comics and you want the real deal Holyfield, come check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, on Whatnot, the 6-Layer Offerama. And then yeah, so you know, if you're on Whatnot, definitely follow that, man, because we have a popping every week, and I have a new batch of books every drop, and it's dope. And then also you guys a lot of times tell me, hey man, get 6 from this guy, get 6 from that gal, and then I'll come back with a whole batch of books. So it's very interactive that way. So if you want an interactive chat, interactive experience, check us out on the 6-Layers Offerama on Whatnot, man. It is popping over there. And then what other thing that I wanted to tell you guys? I think that's it, man. We're gonna be coming back next time I come back here, which will be next week. I should have a panel. I wouldn't be alone, but I'm kind of glad I did it alone because it was I kind of did like these 2 shows by myself, so it was kind of a unique experience, and very few people that I know outside of art dealers and artists and stuff that actually did Megacon and then Planet Comic Con the week later. So I'm definitely not doing that again. That's for damn sure. But it was definitely worth the experience. And I'm just going to do a quick sentence recap for the people that want to know that type of stuff. So for Megacon Tier 1, you had Chuck Dixon, that was free, but it was his last show. Jock is $10. Ryan Stegman, $10. Tier 2 is $15 to $20. Sarah Pacelli's $15. Scott Snyder is $20 on everything. And Q Young Om, who is a new, you know, I'll call him Booty Tat, but he's definitely, you know, up and coming artist right now that's killing the game. And I just wanted to show you guys what I mean by Booty Tat. He does booty tats like that. And yeah, he's $20 a 6. So that's Tier 2 at Megacon. Scott Snyder, and then the only Tier 3, which is $30 to $40, was Joe Quesada, and he was $30. And I think he was actually $35, and then you do like a package thing, and then it's $30 after that. So yeah, so Joe Quesada was the only person kind of in this price range at the show. And then we got the conditions here. Now, Scott Snyder's $20 on everything, but duplicates on Absolute 1 and 15 and Tech 880. Then he's $50. He's $50 for those duplicates, which I kind of like that. Yep. I like what you're saying right here, SEG. I just saw it right here, but and that's what I said earlier. A lot of ones I planned. It didn't charge over Tier 1. Yep, that's what I said, man. It was way more Tier 1 in Planet than was at Mega, and you'll see that in a second here. And so Scott Snyder was only 50 for duplicates, but Jock, he's 10 normally, but then he was $50 for Absolute 15 or Detective Comics 880. So he's 50 out the gates, and for duplicates of those, he was $80. Now, Ryan Otley, the guy who I was not happy with, he's $50 of all of his Invincible stuff, first printing stuff, and the Battle Beast new stuff. And he was $20. So he's Tier 2 at $20. But then for Invincible stuff, big upcharge at $50 a pop here. And then, yeah, I shitted on Ryan Otley here for this $12,000 sketch cover here that he's claiming that's going to be OA, or it's OA, but I still think that's a gimmick, that's a dangerous gimmick to start. I really hate that. And then at Megacon, we did have a Tier 5, Jim Lee 80, Frank Miller 100, and unfortunately, I bought Jim Lee 6 and Frank Miller 6, and but the Jim Lee 6, they sold already. I only had one Jim Lee left, and that was my Absolute Batman #1. And then Mega, back to what SCG was saying, mostly everybody was in this Tier 1 range. From who do we have here? We Doug Mankey here. He was Tier 1. He was free. Adam Kubert was $10 tier 1. Art Germ was $10 tier 1. Scotty Young was $10 tier 1. Mark Bagley was $10 in tier 1. And then, and then we had this tier 2 range, and it was pretty much just Chris Claremont, who he just recently increased his price to $15, which I don't mind because he's one of those guys that have real comic books that are valuable. He's that guy. I don't mind at all. And he's tier 2. He could have went to 20, but he said, I'm keeping 15. So Chris Claremont was the only person at the tier 2 price range. And then the most expensive person at Planet, for me and my taste, was Paul Dini, which is sad because, as I mentioned earlier, he just started coming back around. He wasn't, I saw him last in 2018. He was $10. And then, pandemic. And then he just started showing up again last year at San Diego. And he was at an Upper Deck booth there. And so you had to you had to go through some Upper Deck crap to get a Sig. And then he was at Long Beach Comic Con, I want to say October or September of last year. And then boom, that's when the $40 price point happened. So he goes from $10 to $40. And then, like I said, that was fall of last year. And then Planet Comic Con was his first appearance since then. And then he upped it $10 more. So now he's $50. And so I only got one book signed, but it's a good book to get signed. But I'm asking you all, why is he charging $50? What has Paul Dini done to charge $50? I'm talking about comics. I'm not talking about Batman animated series. He didn't even do Batman Adventures 12. So that's not even, something that we could even say that, he was even did. He created or co-created Harley, but not that book. She was already created by the time that book came out. So we'll come again. What are we paying $50 for? So the price point is, I'm trying to figure it out. We have to figure out what are we paying for? Tell us what we're paying. Okay, so is it for the TV shit? Okay. Or is it for Batman Adventures 12? Well, you didn't do that book. You know what I mean? That's not even your book. Okay, so the Batman Harley Quinn. Okay, that's a $100 book first print, maybe near mint first print. Okay, so you charge $50 for one book? All those Batman Adventure books, they're not that expensive. What the Mr. Freeze one is probably the most expensive one. The Batman is the holiday special. That's probably a $50 book. There's a couple of those Batman Adventures that Paul Dini did, but they're not expensive. So why does he charge $50? Already got him to sign when I found out. Yeah, telling it was 50. Otherwise, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's you gotta put that shit out in the open, bro. You $50. You need to have a neon sign to say that shit. You can't be signing books and just telling motherfuckers that you $50. Oh, I just got that to be giving you. That's 5 books in the Bagley line. And that's what I'm saying. And Mark Bagley got Ultimate Fallout 4. He got the first appearance of Cardi. This two got mad keys. Not just the first comic appearance of Harley Quinn that you didn't do. It's so I hope I didn't come across too bitter. I had a good time, but this is the first rollout. So there was bound to be something I'm not going to be happy about, especially when you're in the thick of the first rollout. So like this is what the prices are going to be most likely for the rest of the year. But I'm gonna do more of these down the line. But this is the big one. Megacon is the big rollout, and then Planet Comic Con and C2E2 kind of reinforces what Mega did. So, and there was a lot of people that was at C2E2 that was at Mega, and there was some people that were at Mega that also went to Planet. Like Dan Mora was at Mega and went to Planet the following week. I'm trying to think who else. A couple other people too, but there was more people that were at Mega that went to C2E2 after. A lot of Scott's collectibles and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. Well, let me know. Let me know how the show went. I don't know what happened. My internet just froze. Like I was like, yo, I was looking at me like, what the hell happened? Okay, so that's a sign. That's a sign to wrap things up. That shit was crazy. I was like, or however I was. Um, just once again, check out our shows. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back next week with a whole another slate of topics. I'm not quite done on some of the Jim Lee stuff. I'm not quite done on some of the signature stuff. So we're gonna open this up, and I want to hear some other people's opinions. So hopefully I can get SCG in here. I'm gonna see what's up with some of the other homies, and bring them in next Friday. But I wanted to conclude the show with our giveaway because I did. So first off the rip, here we go. So we go. So stash hashtag Stash Wars Live. Please do that right now. And I'm gonna show you what and then I'm just putting this in right now. And this is just so that you claim your prize. I'm typing it in right here. So please DM, at Sig Slayers on Instagram to claim prize. Okay. So if you win anything, I don't care if you won before or all that, because I'm really busy. So if you want something free, follow the directions and just DM me here to claim your prize. Even if you won something and you haven't gotten it. You haven't gotten it because you haven't DM'd me to claim your prize. So if you want your prize, like Kay Green Bear, there's a couple other people that won for my last giveaway. If you want your prize, at Sig Slayers, hit me up on Instagram to claim your prize. But right now, hashtag Stash Wars Live. We still got time before I run it. And then just to show you what I'll be giving away. Shout out to my man Jake Bostain, our artist on Sig Slayers here, and we went to go with dedication to Sam Keith, R.I.P. Sam Keith. So we got these awesome Max sketches that we're gonna give out tonight. We thought these are cool, and then I have a whole batch of Sig Slayer sketch cards that I'm gonna start giving out next week. But this is cool, guys. Let me know what you think about this, man. I think these are freaking fantastic. I almost kept them for myself. One of them, like this one here. So yeah. So at Sig Slayers on Instagram to claim your prize, and I think we're gonna roll them. We're gonna roll it. All right. And we're gonna roll it twice. Tino. There we go. There we go. And I'm just gonna always take a picture real quick. Always take a picture of the winner, just in case. So Tino. This is the one that you're getting. Shout out to Jake. Rest in peace, Sam Keith. So yeah, so the Tino, congrats. All right. And then we're gonna do it again. I'm drawing again. There's only 3 people. But hey. The Claw. Yeah. I'm glad you won, dude, because I actually saw you in person. So the Claw, you get this one. You got the middle finger. So yeah, this is yours, man. So hit me up on IG. I don't know if you're in the chat still, but if you catch me on the rewind, you just won this, dude. These are fantastic, man. So see, that's another reason why you should subscribe to the Sig Slayer station. We give away awesome prizes, awesome art, awesome signed stuff. So subscribe to the channel. We got Steve Rude next week. I should have some guests next week's Stash Wars Live. This was a great show. Megacon got a lot of stuff done, almost 500 books. Planet Comic Con got 5 sketches plus about 100 books, or somewhere close to 100 books. But the 5 sketches in one day thing, like to be able to get on the list and all that was fantastic. So so all in all, I did my thing and I was just reporting you guys what's what, but as with everything, you got to roll with the punches and do what you got to do. And then sometimes when there's a will, there's a way. So if you don't pay, right, or don't want to pay, sometimes there's other ways or other opportunities where it happens, where you just kind of wait it out and other things happen, and and that's good too. So you don't have to pay for anything. And in fact, I'm urging people to, if you don't like something, stop paying for it. Stop assuming that people want to buy that bullshit on Whatnot when we don't. Okay. No one wants that shit. Stop buying it. Only get the good shit. Because at some point, people are going to stop buying all this, new stuff that just happened to come out. I'm not talking about retailer variants and all that stuff. I'm talking about just regular old stuff that just came out. People going to stop buying it, and then you're going to have a bunch of trash. So think about it, man. There's a difference between Sig slaying and getting a bunch of shit signed, So I'll leave you guys with that. On that note, please subscribe to the channel. I'm Mike the Sig Slayer. I'm out. Peace.